It's time for your latest news from the KQAM News Center. Brought to you by Continental Truck Accessories, 6701 South Broadway. Show your truck some love with Continental Truck Accessories.
Good Thursday morning. At a court appearance yesterday, Miranda Miller pled guilty to second-degree murder in the death of 3-year-old Evan Brewer. In exchange for her testimony against her boyfriend Stephen Bodine, the second-degree plea was agreed to in lieu of first-degree murder. Prosecutors say the two killed Evan, whose body was found encased in concrete. Miller also pleaded guilty to aggravated kidnapping, abuse of a child, and aggravated child endangerment. Sentencing for Miller set for January 14th, and Miller will spend at least 25 years in prison. 32-year-old Mac Colvin Jr. of Park City has been sentenced to 8 years in federal prison for brandishing a gun during a robbery at a local credit union. U.S. Attorney Stephen McAllister says Colvin pled guilty to one count of brandishing a firearm during a crime of violence. In his plea, he admitted that in December of last year he robbed the Wheat State Credit Union at 1400 South Oliver. Colvin turned himself into the FBI several days after a warrant for his arrest was issued. Now to the sports desk.
Kansas City Chiefs are in the final preparation before they head out west to take on a divisional opponent in the Oakland Raiders this Sunday. Coach Andy Reid spoke with the media mostly about Eric Berry and his timeline of returning to the football team.
We'll just see how he's doing, and there's no pressure there, any of that. It's just how he feels, and we'll just take it play-by-play for you.
Kansas State fans will still have to wait another day to find out the future of Coach Bill Schneider. A meeting that was scheduled between him and Gene Taylor yesterday was postponed. They should have that meeting today or tomorrow. From the Sports Desk, I'm Doug Downs.
Before we know it, we'll be scraping windshields and working on year-end things. What are you wearing? Life gets away from us sometimes, like the annual eye exam that your insurance company all but pays for. Waring and Fiegel Optometry at 21st and Tyler is a full-scope professional optometry practice. At Waring and Fiegel Optometry, new patients are welcome. Don't let the benefits of your insurance, let alone the benefits of healthy vision, get away from you. Waring and Fiegel Optometry, 21st and Tyler.
Hi, I'm Natalie Martin, the office manager for Legacy Advisors, an Allstate insurance company right here in Wichita. Through my years of working in the insurance business, I have seen many families that had something happen to them that devastated them financially because they didn't have the proper insurance coverage. Call myself or Shannon Stiles today at 316-773-9864 for a free quote. It only takes a few seconds to change your life, and we here at Legacy Advisors will protect you and your family. Call us today at 316-773-9864, and you'll be glad you did.
You don't put your dirty socks back in the drawer or dirty dishes back in the cupboard, do you? Well, you shouldn't put your dirty lawnmower away for the winter either, especially when Maximum Outdoor Equipment is offering a winter service special, which includes everything your mower needs to be clean, sharpened, ready to go, and ready to mow next spring. As an incentive to get your mower in before the rush, Maximum Outdoor is offering your choice of early bird winter service discounts through December 29th. 25% off on winter service labor or free pickup and delivery within a 25-mile radius. See full details on our winter service specials and the early bird discounts available through December 29th online at MaximumOutdoor.com or give us a call at 316-943-0201. At Maximum Outdoor Equipment, we won't wash your socks or your dishes, but we'd love to clean and service your mower and get it ready for spring. Maximum Outdoor Equipment, just south of Kellogg on West Street and online at MaximumOutdoor.com.
Maximum service, maximum value, Maximum Outdoor Equipment.
Here's the latest from the KQAM News Center.
A storm moving into California is bringing rain and snow. There's a watch for possible flash flooding or mudslides in areas left barren by the wildfires. Residents are urged to voluntarily evacuate neighborhoods southeast of Los Angeles. There are mandatory evacuations at Lake Elsinore. The Senate has voted to end U.S. involvement in the Saudi Arabian-led war in Yemen, a signal they would like to punish the Saudis for the murder of a journalist. Wall Street showed some life yesterday, as we hear from business reporter Tom Busby.
Wall Street coming off a massive rally on Wednesday, after the head of the Federal Reserve said he may hit the pause button on hiking interest rates again next year to keep the U.S. economy humming along. The Dow up more than 600 points, the Nasdaq up over 200.
Pre-market trading this morning, though, not taking yesterday's lead, with losses showing across the boards now. President Trump is heading to the Group of 20 economic summit in Argentina, where he'll hold 8 high-level meetings with foreign leaders in just 48 hours there. I'm Michael Toscano.
Your local weather on KQAM. Brought to you by Propane Central. residential, commercial, industrial, and agricultural. Visit them online at propanecentral.com.
Here's your latest forecast on the Big Talker KQAM for this morning. Patchy fog, partly sunny and 51. Tonight, mostly cloudy and 35. Tomorrow, patchy fog before 9. Areas of drizzle in the afternoon. Chance of showers in the evening, cloudy and 51. I'm Amp Harrell, and that's your latest forecast on Wichita's big station, the Big Talker, AM 1480 and 102.5 FM KQAM.
Broadcasting from the Rusty Eck Ford Studios, this is the Big Talker, 1480 AM and 102.5 FM KQAM. It's time for Reason.
We don't need to reinvest. We need to look at deeper issues. The deeper problem. Things are more complicated than just saying, let's throw money at it. Here's your money. Let's just throw money. It's not a game show to where if we just win, if we spin the wheel and we get to throw money at it, then we're all automatically going to solve all the issues here. That's not going to fix the state of Kansas.
This is the Voice of Reason with Andy Hoosier.
Then I'll get on my knees and pray. We don't get fooled again. Don't get fooled again.
I knew it. I try and say this all the time, and it drives me absolutely nuts, but never watch the news. I'm not talking about like local news or anything. I'm talking about the national news, about the news in the morning, the news in the evening. Just don't pay attention to it. I always fall for it every once in a while. I fall for it. It drives me nuts when you think that you're going to get something substantial, and then it turns out that they're stretching for stories and they're looking to either waste time or they're looking to try and attack somebody or demonize somebody just because they have an opportunity to do so. It absolutely drives me nuts. Welcome into the Voice Reason. It is a Thursday, the pre-Friday celebration, baby. We are rocking and rolling. We are ready to go. I am slowly but surely getting uncongested, which means I'm actually getting my voice back and everything sounds peachy and hunky-dory. So we're getting back at it. We're ready to go. Welcome into the program here, 316-721-8255. The pre-Friday celebration is about ready to roll along here as we are kicking off. I'm excited. We have a lot to get to. There is so much news. There's so much news. They always cram things down your throat right at the end of the year, right before the everything wraps up here as you're trying to focus on the holidays, focus on the family time, focus on all the good stuff in life, and then they try and hit you with all these crazy stories. We have different votes that are going to be coming up in Congress here before the end of the year, before the transition of the legislature. We have the last few elections that have been trickling in from the recounts and from really close votes. We do have, if you are, by the way, we are on radio, KQAM, 1480 AM, 102.5 FM. Obviously, if you're listening, we're also on the TuneIn app. If you go online and go to TuneIn on your phone, you can find KQAM Radio, and you can stream us there. Also at KQAMradio.com. And, of course, we're on YouTube Live, YouTube.com. Find KQAM Radio there as well. Go on, subscribe to the page. We want you to subscribe to the page, and then you can follow us there and see us go live each and every day and watch all of the old podcasts. If you are watching on the video, we do have behind me, we do have our Christmas tree up in studio. Now, it is a smaller tree, and it's sitting here on the desk, which is kind of nice. But what I want to do, I was thinking about what to decorate it with. And I did go, you can't see it in the video really, but I did go old school style and redneck style, and I decorated the Christmas tree with beer bottle caps. Yeah. Now, I don't know if you're aware or not. I don't know if I've told this story or not, actually. Since college, I've had this weird collection fascination with beer bottle caps of different types of beer that I have consumed. Nobody else, just me. And I've saved the beer bottle caps since college, and I have these big, like, gallon-sized bags full of them. Because one day, and I think it's going to be really cool, but one day I'm going to actually make a table, a big table with the top of it covered with beer bottle caps, and then, you know, put the glass over it and seal it and everything. It's going to be really cool. And then I think it's going to be really neat. It's going to be kind of a unique type of table, and it's going to be the different types of beer that I drink, from, you know, Coors to Busch to Stella to, you know, Miller, High Life to whatever, and just have a whole bunch of different types of beer bottle caps on this table. So I've been collecting them for years, but I've done this a couple of times that during the holiday season. The good old redneck style is that you decorate the tree with beer bottle caps, and you set the beer bottle caps on the different branches, and they glow or they shine more so because they reflect the Christmas lights off of that. So that's what it's decorated with. But since it's in studio, and this is our show, not just mine, but it's our show, you, the listener, everybody that contributes to it, everybody that calls in, everybody that just listens every day, this is your show. I want to do something special. So I would absolutely love it if some of the listeners, if you either sent me a picture or you dropped it off at the studio here, or you emailed it to me, or you sent it on Facebook of a family Christmas photo. And I will either print it off, or if you drop it off at the studio here or whatever, I will put a picture of all the listeners that submit one on the Christmas tree as the ornaments and the decoration. So it can just be a family Christmas photo of the family, and you can send it to me, you can mail it to me, you can email it to me, you can send it on Facebook, whatever you want to do. I'd love to get a family photo for the holidays of all the listeners, and I'd love to put them on as decorations on the Christmas tree, because this is our show. This is our studio. So if you want to, you can email me, Andy@KQAMradio.com. You can send me that photo. You can send it to me on Facebook, Facebook.com/1480KQAM, or on the Voice of Reason page, or me personally. If you're friends with me on Facebook, you can do it anyway, or you can swing by the studio here and drop off a ornament or a photo or something of a family photo, a copy of it. I don't want your original, obviously, but a copy. And give it to me. We'll put it on the Christmas tree, and it'll be our KQAM Christmas tree of all the listeners who want to partake in this. So we'd love it. It'd be a lot of fun. 316-721-8255. My wife Mrs. Voice of Reason, turned on the national news last night. Now, normally, I don't watch it. I don't pay attention to it. Drives me nuts. It annoys me because they get things wrong. Obviously, the stories are wrong. The way they report things are wrong. The way they report things are stupid and ridiculous. It's a little absurd. And I was like, all right, you know what? I don't even remember what it was, just the afternoon news, the evening news. We were eating dinner and just watching this, and I was like, okay, maybe they'll have something of substance here. Maybe they'll talk about some kind of vote or legislation or something. Oh, no. Oh, no. They start off with, of course, the red Christmas trees at the White House that Melania Trump decorated, and how she's gotten criticism because of the red Christmas trees, and then had the clip of her saying how she enjoys it and how, it's the new century and everybody has their own opinion, and she welcomes everybody to come to the people's house because it's the people's White House, and she welcomes anybody to come and walk through it and do a tour of it because she loves to be able to show it off. So I watched that and I'm like, okay, whatever. Stupid story. Whole lot of nothing. Then they go into Ivanka Trump. And they talk about Ivanka Trump with her classified, or with her private email, and how she's a hypocrite because she says that we should lock up Hillary Clinton because Hillary Clinton used a private server for her emails. And then Ivanka Trump is using a private server for her emails. Now, they don't distinct the difference between the two, between the fact that Hillary Clinton was sending classified information that had intel on people who were undercover around the world in those private server emails. And Ivanka Trump is not sending anything of classified information. So that was one thing. But then they go away from the whole email thing, and they say Ivanka Trump's voice is getting really scratchy. Ivanka Trump's voice is getting really rough. And she's getting criticism on Twitter by someone that says that she sounds like she smokes about 2 packs of cigarettes a day. What's going on with Ivanka Trump's voice? That's the story on the national evening news. What's going on with Ivanka Trump's voice? Oh my gosh! And they took it a step further. I could see it if they just kind of did it like, oh, what's happening with her voice? Okay, maybe she's got a cold. Ha! Okay, then move on. I don't know if you noticed or not, but I've had a cold for the last 2 weeks, and my voice has been a little shaky at times as well, and it gets a little rough at times. And it happens about this time every year when things start getting cold. But they took it a step further on the news last night. I'm serious. I don't know if you saw this or not. I think it was ABC or something. I don't remember. Doesn't matter. Her voice is getting rough. Her voice is getting scratchy. Let's play a clip of an interview we did this time last year. The exact same time of the year, this time last year. And they played the clip to where it was a little rough as well, but not nearly as bad. What's going on with Ivanka Trump's voice? it's getting progressively worse. Or, in my opinion, she's had a cold about the same time every year because it's getting cold outside and she has a cold. Crazy news, right? Who cares? They took it a step further. And they said, let's check in with an ear, nose, and throat specialist to see if there's actually something wrong with Ivanka Trump and a medical issue that she hasn't told anybody about. Oh, yes. They went there. So they bring on a doctor, an ear, nose, and throat specialist, to talk about Ivanka Trump and her voice getting rough and scratchy and whether there's a deeper medical issue. And you know what the doctor said? Oh, there'd be other signs than just the voice getting rough. She'd have other medical issues. There'd be other symptoms. And if it is, then she's probably under treatment of some degree already because, it would be progressively worse and she would have other symptoms other than just a scratchy voice. I think she's okay. They wasted 6 minutes of my life last night. And I just wasted 3 minutes of your life telling this story. But I wasted 6 minutes of my life last night watching the national news where they have to find something. They're desperate for something to attack Donald Trump and the entire family, to try and question whether they're hiding secrets, question whether they're actually legitimate, question what's going on with the Trump family about the server, the fact that she's sending emails with a private server, and how she's a hypocrite because she criticizes Hillary Clinton for doing the same thing, even though it's a completely different scenario, and then what's going on with her voice because it's really scratchy, and let's check in with an ear, nose, and throat specialist. I'm telling you. The news could not get any lower. I'm sure it could, but I'd hate to see what that actually is. 316-721-8255. We got a lot to get to today. There's a really big story out that we have to touch on, of course, with President Trump making a comment last night about the bump stocks when it comes to the Second Amendment and how he is all for it, and he's already told the NRA that he's ready to fully ban bump stocks and going to give a grace period for anybody in the country with bump stocks to turn in those bump stocks, or else there's going to be penalties. Not going to happen, but thanks for trying, President Trump. That is one thing that I vehemently disagree with. Even though many people don't even use bump stocks, it's the principle of the thing, I think, that really makes a bigger point. So we'll talk about that. We do have some statewide news as well that is really kind of wild up in Kansas City area with e-bikes. Not sure if you've ever heard of an e-bike. Yeah, neither have I. But we'll talk about that a little bit later as well. Plus, Phil Martinez of Phil's Coins is the last Thursday of the month, which means he'll be in studio with us at 8 o'clock today. All plus your phone calls here on a pre-Friday celebration. It's going to be a big one today right here on The Voice of Reason. Stay tuned.
You're listening to The Voice of Reason with Andy Hoosier.
Ag News from Mid-America Ag Network. I'm Craig Mead. Well, Kansas is the largest sorghum-producing state, far outpacing any other state. And recently, Kansas producers have been having issues with sugarcane aphids. Well, one seed company has been working very, very hard on that particular issue.
In 2018, we introduced our Aphix lineup. So that brings 3 sugarcane aphid-tolerant hybrids that are very well adapted for the Kansas market. Our 1301, our 1203, and our early season 1201. So those are products that we're having a lot of success with in Kansas. And we also introduced our moderate sugarcane aphid tolerant hybrid 2106, which is doing amazing in western Kansas in that market that got a little bit of rain this year and really helped boost those yields. Will prove to be an excellent fit for that environment.
Zach Eder is with Alta Seeds, and he tells Mid-America Ag Network that his company has been working hard to help Kansas sorghum producers get impressive sorghum yields, even in areas that have seen limited moisture.
Definitely. So we're really positioning our growers to be successful with high-yielding hybrids, whether that's a forage product or a grain hybrid, and really take advantage of that marginal moisture type production system by bringing the R&D program to the United States and really bringing a lot of new developments to sorghum. I think we're going to see that really expand not only on our drought tolerance, but also bringing in our herbicide tolerance program here to the United States in the coming year.
Very good. That sounds promising. Zach, how do we find out just a little bit more?
Definitely find us on the web at altaseeds.com and find a local dealer or distributor near you there.
Zach Eater, Alta Seeds, Ag News from Mid-America Ag Network.
What brings back memories of Christmas past or builds new ones for holidays to come? More than the beauty of a farm fresh Christmas tree gracing your home? Or could be more welcoming than a live wreath greeting your holiday guests? What could be more beautiful? Winning a free one, of course. Listen to The Voice of Reason on KQAM mornings from 6 to 9 for your chance to win an incredible tree or wreath fresh from 4C Christmas Tree Farms. And get ready to enjoy the majesty of a great Christmas tradition with warmest holiday wishes from Norris Collision and Yoder Meats and KQAM.
American Family Insurance offers you the protection you need to pursue your dreams, even if you take a couple of wrong turns. At American Family, we know your car is more than four wheels that get you from point A to point B. It's freedom to pursue the things important to you, which is why you want to make sure you have the proper protection. To learn more, get a quote. Contact local American Family agent Brad Woody at 265-6200.
American Family Insurance.
American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating companies. 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin, 53783.
And now this message about fully customized vehicle wraps and graphics from Shire Graphics of Park City.
Park City's Shire Graphics has the highest quality of big truck and fleet graphics, from passenger vehicles to the big rigs and everything in between. No matter the size of your fleet, Shire Graphics of Park City is the area's leader in digitally printed vehicle wraps. Superior quality digital vehicle graphics from Shire Graphics, where their niche is your need in vehicle graphics, from single vehicle to fleet. Shire Graphics at shiregraphics.com.
Croft Lumber of Heston. Project expertise from start to finish. At Croft Lumber, you'll experience big box store selection with Heston owned and operated, pride in serving you, the customer. Quality Anderson and Marvin windows, Anderson and Larson storm doors, the full line of custom kitchen cabinetry from R.D. Henry & Company. And Croft Lumber has the full Milwaukee tool line. Croft Lumber, where service is their specialty and delivery within a 50-mile radius is absolutely free. Croft Lumber of Heston.
There it is, Black Friday, and I know everybody has a sale. But at Rusty Eck Ford, our sales are always bigger. Now through November 30th, get up to 30% off a new Ford Focus. Ford Escape, 25% off, or choose 0% for $72 and $1,000 back. F-150 XLTs up to 25% off, or our exclusive 0 for $72. So come gobble up the savings at Rusty Eck Ford. If you don't come and see us today, we can't save you any money.
It's Kirby, you know, Santa's favorite elf. Santa sent me out again this year in front of his trip to tell you about Derby Mattress, because honestly, Santa's pretty cool, but he still can't fit a bed mattress from Derby Mattress down a chimney. Oh, and Sharon at Derby Mattress is giving you a free basic adjustable base with the purchase of any pure Talalay Bliss latex mattress. You know what else? Derby Mattress has Simmons Beauty Rest and Serta Eye Comfort on sale now too. So take it from Santa. Look no further than the place Santa recommends, Derby Mattress, at 105 South Baltimore in Derby.
Minutes past the hour. Welcome into the Voice of Reason. Great to have you along for the ride today on a pre-Friday celebration, baby. We are rocking and rolling. We are getting you set for the weekend. We are one weekend closer to Christmas and to the end of the year. Can you believe it? This is the last couple of days of November. We are going into December already. I cannot believe it. This year's gone by so very fast. 316-721-8255, 316-721-TALK. Welcome in. Last night, there was a post. Hat tip to KWCH on this one. There is, I don't know if you remember or not, the big news, and I'm glad that they reported on this. It's crazy to me how this actually had to go to court to be challenged, and how we tried to bring in other states as opposed to just looking at the state laws within our state. But there was, during election time, there was a discrepancy between state law on what you're allowed to do with the yard signs, for political yard signs, and some of the city ordinances around the country and around the state. Hayesville was one of the cities to where they had a little bit different ordinance on what you could do with your yard signs in public areas and in your yard, as opposed to state law. State law says that you're allowed to have yard signs out, political yard signs out, in public right-of-ways and on private property 45 days out from an election. And that's the kind of window that you're allowed to have for the yard signs. Whereas the Hayesville City Ordinance said that you could only do it like 2 weeks or 15 days or whatever it was. And it ended up going into a lawsuit because we challenged it and said, wait a second, people in Hayesville are allowed to actually put out yard signs when they want to, the 45 days out, because you have the right to do so, freedom of speech, yada, 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 First Amendment right. You have the right to express your political views with a political yard sign 45 days out from an election time, whether it's in your private yard or whether it's in a public right-of-way. And the city of Hayesville said, we ain't doing that. So it went to court, and yesterday, the Attorney General, Derek Schmidt, ended up making a comment on this. Hat tip to KWCH for this story. But Kansas Attorney General has ruled that the state law regarding political yard signs is constitutional. I'm not sure how it wouldn't have been. I like how this got twisted the other way, right? And it's very complicated how they ended up trying to twist this. That should have been a ruling or a challenge saying that the city law was unconstitutional because it's violating the state law that says that no city or no ordinance shall be made saying that you cannot put out a political yard sign 45 days out from an election. But the city of Hayesville passed an ordinance last year putting the political yard signs under the category of temporary signs. The change means the political signs could only be out 14 days prior to an election. All temporary signs had the same limit. The problem with the ordinance was that it violated the 45-day period for the state law. When questioned about the discrepancy, Hayesville Mayor Bruce Armstrong brought up the Supreme Court case out of Arizona. He said the Supreme Court decision showed that Kansas law was not constitutional because rules on signs had to be content neutral. So his argument was that the state should not be making a law saying that you can do it 45 days out because the only rules that you can place as a state should be content neutral signs. Other than that, you shouldn't have any laws on political yard signs, and that would be up to the local ordinances, and the local ordinance that they decided on was 14 days or 2 weeks out for political yard signs. Well, that came back, and no, that's not the case. So he tried to go after the state, as opposed to the state trying to say, hey, wait a second, let's have a discussion here. Let's actually look at this a little bit deeper. City, why are you trying to ban people from actually putting out political yard signs? Mayor Armstrong said Hayesville's law signs were content neutral. He said because state law highlighted political signs specifically, it wasn't constitutional. However, that didn't sit well with many of the city council members and state legislators across the state. The council voted to change the ordinance so that temporary signs could be up to 45 days prior to an election. And Derek Schmidt, Attorney General, came out and said that, yes, state law for the state of Kansas is constitutional. So this may go to a little bit higher court. I don't know why we would throw such a big fit over... why we would throw such a big fit over such a little thing. Why? This is an unneeded battle that we have to have. This is an unneeded issue that we need to worry about. Personally, I know that it clutters and I know that it's an issue. I still see yard signs out in the public right-of-ways in certain parts of town right now for different candidates, state legislature and congressional. There's a James Thompson sign that's still right on Kellogg, or right off of Kellogg on one of the exit ramps that I see every day. Every day. I'm not going to go get it. I want them to look foolish. I'm not going to go pick it up. But there are still yard signs out there, which does drive me nuts. There should be, and I think, instead of focusing on how early we can put yard signs out, I think it should be a law on how late they can be out after the election when you're supposed to go and clean them up. All the volunteers, all the campaign managers, all the workers of certain candidates, they should go out and they should know at least that when the election's done, the work's not over. Whether you won or whether you lost, the yard signs are still out there and you have to go get them. You have to go pick them up. And you have to trust that the people that had yard signs in their yards either are going to allow you to go pick it up or they're going to pick them up themselves and put it in their garage so that way they have them for the next election if you choose to run again. So I'm very confused why we're more concerned about how early we can put them out. Hayesville, I get it. I mean, it's a clutter. They don't like seeing them, whatever. Why would you throw such a big fit and go after the state and try and challenge state constitutionality on yard signs when you should just say, yeah, you know what, okay, we're not going to be a jerk in this. We're just going to allow yard signs to be put out 45 days out from the election. Let's just abide by state law. Let's just go about it because it's really not that big of an issue. But apparently it is. Apparently it is. I'd like to see how many people actually have an issue and saying, oh, you put it out there 44 days out from Election Day. You didn't put it out 14 days. How dare you? I don't want to see that for a whole 45 days. Blasphemy. Give me a break. Give me a break. This goes back into like the whole HOA thing that drives me nuts, where I tell you, someone starts complaining about my yard, I'm going to put a toilet out in front of my yard just because I can. Bottom of the hour news coming up. Stay here.
The latest news from the Big Talker, KQAM.
A Ukrainian government minister says the Russians are effectively blockading 2 Ukrainian Azov seaports, barring 35 vessels so far from entering or leaving. Russia seized 3 Ukrainian Navy ships and their crews Sunday near Russia-annexed Crimea, but correspondent Fred Pleitkin tells us the Russians are calling that the result of a Western conspiracy.
The Russian Foreign Ministry is saying that Western nations may have been involved in planning the incident that took place outside of the Strait of Kerch.
President Trump and Russian President Putin may meet at the G20 Economic Summit in Argentina. A storm is spreading heavy rain and mountain snow from Oregon down through California, heavy enough to cause flash flooding and mudslides in recent burn scar areas. There are voluntary evacuations in some areas southeast of Los Angeles and mandatory evacuations underway at Lake Elsinore. Stock futures are showing losses across the boards on Wall Street this morning, despite yesterday's huge rally that saw the Dow close up over 600 points. I'm Michael Toscano.
It's a crisp fall morning. Time for your daily pumpkin soy latte. As you wait for your coffee, you get a buzz. No, it's not your boss wanting extra whipped cream, but your ADT video doorbell. It's a package. Your new latte machine. No more $5 PSLs. Barista service. Brought to you by ADT. Designing and installing a smart home just for you. Backed by best-in-class 24/7 protection. Learn more at ADT.com. ADT. Real protection. License information available at ADT.com.
What does building a better bank look like? It starts with building Capital One cafes, warm, inviting places that feel nothing like a typical bank, where you can open an account with no fees or minimums in 5 minutes. And you'll always find people ready to help you, not sell you. Welcome to Banking Reimagined. What's in your wallet?
For consumers only. Offered by Capital One and a member FDIC. Cafes available in select locations. Copyright 2018 Capital One.
Kansas Mid-America Network News. Good Thursday. Shawnee County District Attorney Mike Kagay says 5 Topeka police officers who exchanged gunfire with a man on 2 separate occasions last month will not face charges. Kagay also said yesterday that the man, 23-year-old Trevon Lorenzo Brown, has been charged with 12 crimes. Kagay says the officer's conduct was self-defense and defense of others. A 39-year-old Lawrence man who molested a girl with mental disabilities was sentenced to just over 10 years in prison. Stephen Capps was sentenced yesterday after previously pleading no contest to 2 counts of aggravated indecent liberties with a child. The Lawrence Journal-World reports Capps must register as a sex offender and be supervised for the rest of his life after he's released from prison. Kansas News on the Mid-America Network. I'm Rick Everett.
Shopping small and local this holiday season feels good, so pass along these good tidings with gift boxes and baskets from Yoder Meats. Our gift boxes are filled with locally sourced meats and steaks, as well as cheeses and other products made from Kansas companies. We're sure you'll love supporting them too. What a wonderful way to show your love and appreciation to family, friends, clients, or employees. From our Christmas tree to yours, give the old-fashioned flavor of Yoder Meats in Yoder and 3 locations in Wichita.
Ask any lady and they'll tell you accessories make the outfit. This is Bob Shippers from Continental Truck Accessories. We guys know that it's the accessories that make the truck, and at Continental, we've got your back. And we've got your front with grill guards, we've got your interior with seat covers and WeatherTech floor mats, and we've got your bed with guarded spray-on bed liners, and we have your bed covered with toppers, lids, and tonneau covers. Continental Truck Accessories, 6701 South Broadway. Show your truck some love. The very best to you and yours this holiday season from all of us at Continental Truck Accessories.
Old Man Winter is knocking, and soon it could be as cold in your house as it is outside from the air coming through your windows. Now's the time to call Myers Exterior Products for your free estimate on new replacement windows. Did you know 10 to 25% of your heat can be lost out of your old windows? Don't let that happen to you this winter. Call 944-1024.
Myers Exterior Products. Call 944-1024. Call 944-1024.
Here's your latest forecast on the Big Talker KQAM for this morning. Patchy fog, partly sunny and 51. Tonight, mostly cloudy and 35. Tomorrow, patchy fog before 9. Areas of drizzle in the afternoon. Chance of showers in the evening, cloudy and 51. I'm Amp Harrell, and that's your latest forecast on Wichita's big station, The Big Talker, AM 1480 and 102.5 FM KQAM.
Keeping reason in the world of politics.
But if you're really angry, why in the first place are you not frustrated and angry to the fact that you have to spend $250 to $600 of your own cash to be able to provide resources in the classroom?
This is the Voice of Reason with Andy Hoosier.
Hey, welcome into it. It is a Thursday, the pre-Friday celebration, making it happen, waking you up better than a cup of coffee, a shot of espresso, even an energy drink. When we take Christmas to a new level. Rest in peace, Kimmy. Lemmy. That's right. Motorhead, if you remember, is one of the greats. Lemmy Kilmister, whatever his name was. The lead singer for Motorhead ended up passing away about a year or two ago. We did a little tribute here on the show. Why? Because he is a rock legend, my friends. And yeah, you know, we take it to that level when it comes to Christmas music. Welcome in 316-721-8255. 316-721-TALK. If you want to join it, we got a lot of people jumping on to the YouTube live feed. Welcome aboard. Good morning to you. Great to have you there. YouTube.com. Find KQAM Radio, and you can leave a comment, subscribe to it. We have a decent amount of subscriptions. Right now, we added a few actually just a couple of days ago, so please do that. That way you can watch all the podcasts. Leave a comment if you'd like to do so, and follow all the news right there on YouTube. So, I'm curious, as we talk about a lot of city issues, we have Brian Fry, Wichita City Council member that comes in every Tuesday, and we love all the conversation that he does. Watching and tracking some of not only what Wichita is doing, but what some of the other cities are doing in the state, and even around surrounding areas, Kansas City and then Missouri and some of the other places as well. I'm curious as to ways to make things more efficient, make things more cost-effective. I was always very critical and kind of laughed at the whole, bike lanes that we were talking about here in Wichita, which I thought was a little ridiculous, a waste of money, and no one really used them, and it was a burden to a lot of car drivers because guess what? The cars, we already have car accidents. Why in the world would we add bikes to the effect as well when we should change the law and actually have bikes right on the sidewalk? Just little things like that just bug the heck out of me. But I saw a story, hat tip to Kansas City Star and kansascity.com on this one. I had no idea this was a thing. And someone please help me out if this is... I don't know anything about this. I Googled them, and apparently they're relatively expensive. But there is a story now, e-bikes, I'm assuming an electronic bike, that tops out at 20 miles an hour, are joining the rideshare program for Kansas City. Now, that headline right there just blew my mind. It was one of... I had no idea what in the world this is talking about, so I had to look a little deeper. They're smart, they can be shared, and they're coming soon to Kansas City. On Friday, a new fleet of electric assist bicycles will be rolling out on Kansas City streets. It's the latest shared transportation program, is a partnership between private, public, and nonprofit groups. The new bikes will operate alongside the existing bike share system, an existing member of the system that will be credited for an equal membership use of the new bikes. The difference in the new fleet of the bikes is the Drop Mobility's Lock to Smart technology. According to the press release, the people wishing to use the bike can utilize the smartphone app to find and unlock the bike. We've really come to this point, ladies and gentlemen. Now, when I first heard of an e-bike, I said, is it like an electronic scooter kind of thing where it's like a moped, but it's done with electricity instead of like a gas engine sort of thing? I was kind of curious what this actually was. What is an e-bike? But no, it is an actual bike that you pedal. So we're investing in the whole bike thing with the bike lanes and people trying to bike to work and bike around the city, which I think is a lunacy idea. I mean, if you want to ride your bike, all the power to you. That's fine. I don't care, whatever. You can get your own bike. Why would you e-bike? Is it like a cab? What do? You just borrow it for the day? Is it a rental that you get? And why would you get a rental if you want to ride your bike consistently? Why wouldn't you just go and get your own bike? Well, I can't afford it. Okay, I guess. But now we've taken it to a level to where it is a city bike that you can rent. I guess for a day or two or whatever, or a couple hours or something. But instead of actually just, getting the bike and renting it and then doing that and taking it to the place and then putting it on there and locking it and then unlocking the wheel when you get done and then taking the bike again, instead of doing all that, it's now an e-bike to where you get a mobile app to download it and find where the bike is, and then you unlock it. Because we are now to the point of absolute laziness that we cannot bend down and unlock it with the chain that's around the bike stand. Instead, we have an e-bike to where you push the app button and it unlocks it for you, so you just get on the bike and ride. Now I ask myself, how much does something like this cost? An e-bike that is a regular bike where you pedal. Oh, by the way, and it caps out at 20 miles an hour, so if you're trying to go really, really fast, I don't know why you try and go really, really fast. Oh, that's right, because you're on the road with cars and you have to try and keep up with the cars, but it caps you out at 20 miles an hour. See, this is, to me at least, this is complete lunacy, and I'm curious to see how far this will go until Wichita says, oh, hey, this is a good idea. I can see it happening. We've already tried to invest how much money into bike lanes in the downtown area for Wichita, and then we see something like this for the... Now, again, I don't care if you ride your bike. I have nothing against bike riders. I have nothing against either trying to save the environment or doing it for the health reasons or doing it to not have to drive the car because it's a cheaper alternative. Good for you. That's awesome. Why is the city investing in e-bikes? Why would we do this? And if it's an e-bike... Now, I'm wondering maybe the e-bike is for like a security purpose. If someone tries to like steal the bike and take it, not return it or something, and you can track it. But you can find the bike, you can unlock it with your app, and then you get on it and you ride and do your thing, and then it tops you out at 20 miles an hour. So then cars are riding behind you at 20 miles an hour, and they're very frustrated because you're wasting their time and you're backing up traffic and you're being a jerk because you're riding on the middle of the road or in the bike lane or something. I don't know how this works. But the difference in the new fleet is the Lock 2 Smart technology. According to this, where people wish to use the bike, they can utilize the smartphone app and find and unlock the bike. When they are finished riding, the app will allow them to find the locations for hubs for the bike parking stations. If you're already renting a bike, you probably know where the bike renting stations are and the bike parking stations. Each bike will be equipped with an onboard GPS, so Ride KC staff will know when they need charging or servicing. Why does it need charged? Is it an electronic bike where you actually don't need to use the pedals and it just vroom vrooms itself? The electronic feature in the new fleet will help riders with a boost when pedaling uphill or longer rides. It can also help with people with physical limitations. The bike will regulate to not exceed 20 miles an hour. So it is. It's an electronic bike. You pedal it. And if you're going uphill, this is very... I'm doing it for the health benefits, and I'm going to push myself to do it. But if you're going uphill, then it'll just give you a boost, and it'll actually do it for you. Or if you're on longer rides, I'm really tired. Okay, I'm just going to do it for you. Or I have health reasons, so I want to, save the environment, but I want... What? I have health issues, so I can't really ride bikes, but I want to ride a bike. The Ride KC family of transit options just become more robust, according to members of the CEO of the KCATA. We understand that people want freedom to choose how they get around. So the city transit space. So I Googled these smart bikes because I have no idea what they are. Apparently, you can buy these personally for you as well. And they're anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000, $2,500. They're expensive bikes. $1,000 for... on the cheap end. The cheapest one I found was like $850. So let's just average $1,000 per bike. How many bikes is the city getting here? Kansas City's a pretty large area. What do you think, 500 bikes? That way there's a decent amount of people that want to, save the environment, do the health thing, not ride the evil cars, not burn the evil oil, whatever their motive is. The bike, 500 bikes, that's right there, $500,000. You do 1,000 bikes, that's $1 million right there. How much money are we sinking into this? Taxpayer money. Now, it is kind of split, as I mentioned, between the public sector, the private sector, and nonprofit organizations kind of coming together for this initiative. Okay, great. But how much money is being sunk into something like this? And the big question to me is, when is some brilliant genius going to come up and say, oh, hey, you know what? Let's do this for Wichita. Let's sink in and let's get 300 bikes across the city. Let's do these e-bikes to where you can actually have the motorized electric thing to where you're saving the environment, but at the same time, you got to go and plug it in and charge it at the end of the day. and then you're too lazy. As we're getting healthy, we're now too lazy as well to bend down and unlock the wheel by itself, so we just push the app button and it unlocks it for us because we're so healthy and want to be engaged and active that we're too lazy to bend down and unlock it by ourselves. I get the technology is supposed to be there to be a little more convenient for us, but come on. Come on. This is probably the dumbest thing I've ever heard of in my entire life. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm viewing this the wrong way. Maybe you have a different opinion on this, and I'd love to hear you at 316-721-8255. But this is an absolute absurd, ridiculous, really, really dumb, stupid idea, in my opinion. There's no point to it. They're doing it just to say they're doing something new and unique and innovative. And I think it's a waste of time. It's a waste of money. And please, dear God, do not say that we should do this in the city of Wichita. Let's go to the phone, sir. Get your thoughts. Line number one. Good morning. Good morning. Who's this?
Hey, Andy. Todd.
Hey, good morning, Todd. How are you, sir?
Good. At the end of the day, I agree with you completely. I don't want to see this in Wichita. I do think it's a waste of money. I think the bike share we have right now is underutilized. And the bike lanes are pretty absurd. I'm in my car an awful lot in the city and in the suburbs, and I don't know how many times I've had to put on my hazards and stop traffic behind me, 6, 8, 10 cars, because there's some ding-dong riding on a 2-lane road with no shoulder, and let alone piling up cars. I mean, it's a safety issue. I wouldn't want my wife or I wouldn't want my family member out riding on a 2-lane road where there's cars going 55 miles an hour by them.
Yeah. I don't get it. And even let's say, like downtown where they actually have the bike lanes off to the side there, people trying to turn right. I mean, it is a health hazard.
Yeah, you're turning into them.
Exactly. You have a danger hazard all over the place. People don't pay attention to motorcycles. Why in the world would they be paying attention to a bike? I mean, I get the health thing. Right. I get the idea of saving money, of not being able to afford a car maybe, and that's your transportation. I get it. I have nothing against people riding bikes. But for the city to invest in something like this where it's an thing to where, we sink, $1,000 a bike is a ridiculous amount. I used to ride bikes as a kid and I loved them, and $100 was an expensive bike. Why we would spend $1,000 on a bike and it would be an electronic one to where you're supposed to be getting the health benefits of riding bike, but then you have the electronic booster to do it for you at the end of the day, and then you still go in and charge it at the end of the day. To me, you have to build not only the bikes, and you have to get the bikes, you have to get the charging hubs, you have to use the electricity for it, you have to do the stations all over the town, and then you're right, if it's already not being utilized very well for the regular bikes, why in the world would we try and invest in this for an e-bike?
Well, on top of that, you've got the maintenance on those bikes. What city department's going to get expanded to have somebody there turning wrenches and fixing these things?
You know what? They'll do a new city department. It's going to be the e-bike, the e-bike department. Yes, that's right.
I think you should run for the director of operations at the e-bike department, Andy. I think that'd be a good title for you.
I probably could. Yeah.
I have seen the other side of this. I've traveled overseas and in Europe, and in those large cities, I've utilized a bike system. Now, they weren't the electronic. They were just pedal your own way.
Sure.
You put your credit card information in, and it charges you so much per day, per hour kind of thing. And I used one of those in Budapest, and I had a great time riding around the city. I got to see much more of the city on the bicycle because I could get around a little quicker than walking, and I thought it was a great thing in that environment. Now, Wichita, I don't know what there is to see more than within a couple-mile radius on a bicycle. And if you've got your own bike, you can surely take advantage of the bike paths on the river and all those kind of things. Neat. But our city doesn't need to be investing in that. It's not a good use of our money.
It's not a good use. I mean, I could maybe see it if they do it for, like you said, like around the river in a park area to where they have like maybe 5 of these to where, oh, you know what, you want to do a little tourist distraction thing and go ride the bike in the park. Okay, maybe, but for like a day's ride to go do it throughout the city and all around the place and have hubs all over the town, to me that's a little excessive. If you want to do it for like a tourist attraction thing around the river and around the park, maybe I could see something like that if there was a demand for it.
Well, what cracks me up the most is they put some of these bike hubs near the bars, and they're just encouraging people to go ride bicycles after going to the bars so they don't drive cars. Well, that's not safe either, and you can also get a DUI on a bicycle. So I don't know what they were thinking, bolting those things down in the street in front of a bar.
That's funny. That's very true. Yeah, you can still get that DUI on that one. Todd, I love it. I appreciate the call, my friend. You're absolutely right. That would be, by the way, I'm glad you got to go to Budapest and do that. That's a really cool experience. That's really neat to hear something like that. So, and you're right. Look, again, nothing against bikes. I know a lot of people that ride bikes. I have nothing against the bike riding experience, but the city does not be investing in this. And come on, e-bikes, I want to do something healthy, so I'm going to let it do it for me. Give me a break. Let's go to the phones here, shall we? Line number 2. Good morning. Who's this?
Hey, it's Deacon. How you doing this morning?
Deacon, what's going on, brother? How you doing?
Oh, it's a beautiful day out here, bud.
Every day.
Caught my limit on trout yesterday. You got to come out with me sometime.
I like that idea. We'll have to do that here soon. I like that.
Hey, but you're talking about these bicycles. All right, couple of things. One, most of your local landfills have a spot where people drop off bicycles. You want one? Go pick one up and fix it.
Sure. Oh, that's a good idea. I mean, if you are looking for the cheap fix, you don't have the money for a car, maybe you're trying to just start out, or you're down on your luck right now, or whatever the case is, you're trying to get to work and you need a bike, you want to ride your bike. You're right. You can get a cheap bike. You can go to the junkyard and fix one up. I mean, you don't have to get a flashy one, and you especially don't need a $1,000 e-bike that does the work for you.
No, I picked up a $500 frame a couple years ago and fixed it up for one of my kids.
There you go.
It's a really nice bike. And the second thing is, how long before, the city goes into all this other stuff? Well, how long before somebody uses one of the city's bikes and wrecks it and then sues the city because, the bike is dangerous, like, a hot cup of coffee spilled in your lap is McDonald's fault?
Sure. Well, yeah, I mean, they're going to definitely try it. They'll try and drive it maybe after a little bit of intoxication, like we just mentioned. You go to the bar, hey, I'm not going to drive my car, so I'm going to ride the bike, which I have to say, I've never ridden a bike drunk. I've never driven a car drunk either, which is, absolutely no, and I would never advocate for that. I've never driven a bike or ridden a bike intoxicated either. I don't know how well that would work with the fact that you are already a little unstable when it comes to your balancing. So, that would be maybe a good YouTube video in someone's parking lot, but that's about as far as that would go. But I'm sure that someone would try it and then say that they're dangerous, and then we start more regulations on it, and then who knows, maybe it'll be mandatory that you have to wear the big helmet with the spinning thing on top there, and it's mandatory that you have to wear the helmet when riding the bike. How about that?
Oh yeah, And you got. Don't forget, you got to have the elbow pads and
the
gloves just in case you fall down. You can't. Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
It's stupid.
There you go.
You have a great day, brother.
Hey, love it. Deacon, appreciate the call very much. I mean, we already tried to do the whole let's ban plastic grocery bags here in the city. They had already talked about that. I don't know if it's going to go anywhere or not. I doubt it, but it was already brought up as a conversation starter here. If we're already trying to ban plastic bags in grocery stores, then who knows? Someone's going to be like, yeah, let's go environmentally friendly. Let's invest $1 million of the city's money into e-bikes here for the Wichita area, and then we can expand more bike lanes, and then we can make you wear helmets and make you wear the elbow pads and the knee pads, and you have to, wear the little spinny top on top of the helmet as well, because that just fits the attire. I can see the regulations going that way eventually. Got to take a break, wrap up hour number 1. This is The Voice of Reason on KQAM. Stay here.
The Voice of Reason with Andy Hoosier.
Market information, Mid-America Ag Network. It was a mixed day on Wednesday in the livestock complex. We saw mostly lower numbers there, but we saw some very strong gains for corn, wheat, and soybeans as we finished the day on Wednesday. Looked pretty good all through corn, wheat, and soybeans. December corn up 4 at 360.5. March corn up 5 1/4 at 373 1/4. We saw some big gains for Kansas City wheat. December was up 8 1/2 at 467. March Kansas City wheat up 8 3/4 at 492 1/4. So it was a strong day for Kansas City wheat on Wednesday. Soybeans had a big day too. January beans up 15 at 890 1/2. March beans up 15 at 904 1/4. December soybean meal was $3 higher at 307.90. January soybean meal was up 320 at 310.30. So we had a big day for the product. Soy oil was well higher. December soybean oil 57 points higher at 27.73. January was up 59 points at 27.98. So as we pointed out, a very strong day for corn, wheat, and soybeans as we wrapped up Wednesday. Again, livestock numbers not quite so rosy. December live cattle up 7 at 116.77, but that was the end of the good news. Everything else was down. February live cattle down 5 at 120.55. January feeder cattle down 72 at 147.70. March feeders down 65 at 145.35. Each of the later months was also lower there, so not even pretending to try and rally for feeder cattle. And hogs were mixed. The early contract, December up 7 at 57.95, but that was it. Everything else was down. Feb hogs down 55 at 64.50. So all in all, kind of a tough day in livestock. And cotton had a big day. December cotton finished the day up 99 points at 77.76. Each of the later months similarly higher, so big strides for cotton on Wednesday. Market information, Mid-America Ag Network.
What brings back memories of Christmas past or builds new ones for holidays to come? More than the beauty of a farm fresh Christmas tree gracing your home. Or could be more welcoming than a live wreath greeting your holiday guests. What could be more beautiful? Winning a free one, of course. Listen to The Voice of Reason on KQAM mornings from 6 to 9 for your chance to win an incredible tree or wreath fresh from 4C Christmas Tree Farms. And get ready to enjoy the majesty of a great Christmas tradition with warmest holiday wishes from Stroot's Lockers and Fetch Bistro and KQAM.
At Starseed, we realize every farmer and rancher has a passion for conservation, which is why we offer conservation seeds. This season, let Starseed assist with your CRP, buffers, waterways, roadside projects, and any wildlife project you have in mind. Starseed works closely with landowners, dealers, and government agencies to ensure the best quality seed for all of your conservation needs. Call Starseed today at 800-782-7311 or visit our website at GoStarseed.com.
Nothing says the holidays are here like a delicious home-baked pie from Spears Restaurant and Pie Shop. I mean, you can wait until right before Christmas for a Spears pie if you want to, but you don't have to. The pies are fresh-baked and ready to go as we speak. And if you want to give the gift of delicious this holiday season, now through Christmas, buy 4 whole pie gift cards and get a 5th whole pie gift card free. Use them as stocking stuffers and keep one for yourself. Spears has gift certificates and any amount for stocking stuffers, too. Spears Restaurant and Pie Shop, Maple and Tracy in Wichita.
Toppers Plus Truck Accessories has gift ideas for the truck owner on your Christmas list. Ride to Grandma's house in style with a new tonneau cover and floor mats by WeatherTech or Husky. Toppers Plus is Wichita's exclusive Lear dealer for truck caps and tonneaus. Receive up to $75 off select Lear models. Toppers Plus is your authorized Rhino dealer, the leader in sprayed-on truck bed liners. Shop 5511 West Central in Wichita or toppersplusks.com. Make your truck work for you. Make your truck work for you!
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
3 minutes to the top of the hour. YouTube Live comments are blowing up. We love that. A little bit differing opinion here. Ken on YouTube, it sounds like the city's just doing a feel-good thing to say that we care. I would kind of agree with that. You know, hey, we care for you to do, you know, the healthy thing and ride the bikes. And then if you don't want to ride the bike and actually do the energy into it, then you can do the electronic side of it, and we'll just recharge it for you. It's an expensive way to do it. Lisa, on the other hand, live in a tiny apartment, no room to have a bike. But if I want to go around, the e-bike would be awesome. And to going from one place to another in town or walking around. And look, I like the idea maybe for like the park. Hey, I want to go do a little stroll in the park. Would go ride the bike. Go have some fun. That would be fun. I could see something like that. But I just think it's too expensive to have hubs all around the city, not to mention $1,000 bike per bike. We get a couple hundred of these. We get 1,000 of these things. People start using it. We got to charge it. The electric rate's going up in the city to charge these things, the maintenance, the regulation of it. A little crazy to me. I don't know. I wouldn't be a fan of that. Now, again, we do have, as Diana mentions on YouTube as well, that we do have the bike hubs all around the city already that people can actually rent the bikes. So we do have it. We do have the bike rental thing going for us. But again, how many people actually use it? And let's not convert that to an e-bike, please. Let's please not do an e-bike thing. 316-721-8255. That's the new initiative from Kansas City. Is it going to be coming down to the Wichita area? Only time will tell, and it's up to you and I to decide on whether that's actually going to happen or not. I have not heard a discussion in town for that yet, but who knows? Who knows? It could happen anytime. Hour number 2 coming up when we come back. Some ridiculous news out of the state government on what they're doing on a recall. Yeah, you may have heard this story. We'll talk about that coming up next. Plus, lots more to get to. It's a Thursday, the pre-Friday celebration. Roll right along. This is The Voice of Reason. Stay here.
It's full of comic legends.
What TV series featured Tinky Winky and Poe?
To Catch a Predator. Wall-to-wall laughs.
In Greek mythology, the goddess of virginity is who?
Lying.
It's the comedy game show.
In reference to the drugstore chain, what does CVS stand for?
Condoms, Viagra, and snacks.
Watch all the comedy on Funny You Should Ask.
Weekdays at 2 on Fox, Kansas.
Rings, necklaces, earrings, bracelets from $10,000 to $100. Jewelry Savers works equally as hard to make sure your dollars provide you with the best buying experience possible. You see, at Jewelry Savers, they don't discriminate on shoppers based on budget. It's you that's important. And Jewelry Savers has easily obtainable financing available. And now through Christmas, Jewelry Savers is open Monday through Saturday until 6 p.m. Jewelry Savers, K96 and Greenwich Road in front of Cabela's.
Broadcasting from the Rusty Eck Ford Studios. Rusty Eck Ford, the price you need and the service you deserve. This is the Big Talker, 102.5 FM and 1480 AM, KQAM, Wichita proud. It's time for your latest news from the KQAM News Center. Brought to you by Kennedy Tire and Auto Care Center, 3250 West 13th Street. Locally owned and operated. Now you have a friend in the tire business. Kennedy Tire and Auto Care Center.
Good Thursday morning. The man shot by a Sedgwick County Sheriff's deputy on Tuesday afternoon after firing shots near the Department for Children and Families in southeast Wichita is out of the hospital and lodged in the Sedgwick County Jail. The sheriff's office doesn't believe 60-year-old Richard Gore was targeting the nearby DCF building. One of the shots did hit the building, which was placed on lockdown. Sheriff Jeff Easter says Gore started swinging the gun toward where officers were located, and that's when a deputy fired 2 rounds, one of which wounded Gore in the shoulder. KWCH-TV reports that Sheriff Easter says it's still unclear why Gore was firing shots, but the sheriff said Gore appeared to be intoxicated. Miranda Miller pleaded guilty yesterday for her role in the death of her 3-year-old son, Evan Brewer. Miller charged with second-degree murder and associated charges in Evan's death. Brewer's body was discovered encased in concrete back in September of last year. Earlier this year, Miller agreed to testify against her boyfriend, Stephen Bodine, in exchange for having the charge of first-degree murder against her dropped, allowing her guilty plea on the second-degree murder charge. Miller will spend a minimum of 25 years in prison, and KWCH-TV reports her sentencing date is set for January 14th. The man accused of killing an off-duty Wichita police officer and his son made a brief appearance in court yesterday. James Dalrymple is charged with 2 counts of involuntary manslaughter and failing to yield the right-of-way in the April crash that killed Officer Stacy Woodson and his 9-year-old son Braden Woodson. Prosecutors said yesterday DUI is included in the manslaughter charges. Dalrymple's bond set at $100,000. And forecasters aren't talking any major snowfall, but the next storm system is set to hit south central Kansas tomorrow, bringing with it rain and much cooler weather for the upcoming weekend. From the news desk, I'm Rick Everett. More news next hour. We now turn it over to the sports desk and Doug Downs.
A meeting that was scheduled yesterday between Athletic Director Gene Taylor and Coach Bill Snyder about the future of Coach Snyder was postponed. They should have that meeting today or tomorrow. Gene Taylor has said he wants a decision very, very soon. The Kansas City Chiefs, after a bye week, head out west to take on the Oakland Raiders. Patrick Mahomes said the bye week was good. Let him go back to the fundamentals.
Practice the fundamentals of just how you're standing in the pocket, how you're having your platform when you throw, and that's something that I feel like I always have to go back to.
From the sports desk, I'm Doug Downs.
This is Phil Martinez from Phil's Coins. Christmas rounds and 2018 Silver Proof sets are now available at Phil's Coins. Gifting items that will be forever remembered as being from you, and gifts with the opportunity to increase in value over time. Here at Phil's, we also have many hard-to-find birth year proof sets. And for your loved ones out of town or out of state, free shipping on orders over $100 and just $5 for shipping of lesser order. Phil's Coins, 9344 West Central.
The holidays bring friends and family together to tables filled with delicious food. Make the centerpiece of your holiday table smoked and cured meats from Yoder Meats. Ring in the holidays with our custom smoked turkeys, cured hams, or specialty meats like lamb, custom cut for your gathering. Stop by one of our 4 stores in Yoder or Wichita today and let our team help you find the right cut of meat to impress your holiday guests. From our holiday table to yours, taste the old-fashioned flavor at Yoder Meats.
Make tracks to the Tulsa Farm Show December 6th through 8th at the River Spirit Expo. View all the latest farm equipment and services from more than 370 exhibitors, along with cattle equipment demos and the Livestock Handling Skills Scholarship Finals. Don't miss daily horse training seminars by Craig Cameron and test drive and enter to win a new Spartan mower. Be sure to participate in the live auction to support scholarships for Oklahoma students. Show hours 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., 4 p.m. Saturday. Admission and parking are free. Visit TulsaFarmShow.com for for details.
Now, back to the KQAM news desk. A Ukrainian government minister says the Russians are effectively blockading 2 Ukrainian Azov seaports, barring 35 vessels so far from entering or leaving. Russia seized 3 Ukrainian Navy ships and their crews Sunday near Russia-annexed Crimea, but correspondent Fred Pleitkin tells us the Russians are calling that the result of a Western conspiracy.
The Russian Foreign Ministry is saying that Western nations may have been involved in planning the incident that took place outside of the Strait of Kerch.
President Trump and Russian President Putin may meet at the G20 Economic Summit in Argentina. A storm is spreading heavy rain and mountain snow from Oregon down through California, heavy enough to cause flash flooding and mudslides in recent burn scar areas. There are voluntary evacuations in some areas southeast of Los Angeles and mandatory evacuations underway at Lake Elsinore. Stock futures are showing losses across the boards on Wall Street this morning, despite yesterday's huge rally that saw the Dow close up over 600 points. I'm Michael Toscano.
Your local weather on KQAM. Brought to you by Hatman Jacks. Amazing headwear for women and men. At the Clock Tower in Delano, Hatman Jacks.
Here's your latest forecast on the Big Talker KQAM for this morning. Patchy fog, partly sunny and 51. Tonight, mostly cloudy and 35. Tomorrow, patchy fog before 9. Areas of drizzle in the afternoon. Chance of showers in the evening, cloudy and 51. I'm Amp Harrell, and that's your latest forecast on Wichita's big station, the Big Talker, AM 1480 and 102.5 FM KQAM.
At 7:06, it's currently 32 degrees.
It's time for Reason.
We don't need to reinvest. We need to look at deeper issues. The deeper problem. Things are more complicated than just saying, let's throw money at it. Here's your money. Let's just throw money. It's not a game show to where if we just win, if we spin the wheel and we get to throw money at it, then we're all automatically going to solve all the issues here. That's not going to fix the state of Kansas.
This is the Voice of Reason with Andy Hoosier.
Then I'll get on my knees and pray. We don't get fooled again. Don't get fooled again.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Welcome into the Voice of Reason, hour number 2 of the Voice of Reason, broadcasting live out of the heart of the nation here in Wichita, Kansas. On the Big Talker, 1480 on the AM side, 102.5 on the FM side, KQAM. We are simulcasting on YouTube, youtube.com. Find KQAM Radio. You can subscribe to the page. A lot of people are doing so. A lot of people watching right now this morning. Thank you for that. We appreciate that very much. Welcome in, 316-721-8255. If you notice, and you are watching YouTube, if not, you can get on there. But if you notice, there is a light behind me. We have set up our Christmas tree here in studio. We have gone redneck style, baby, and we have our beer bottle caps that are the decoration for the tree. Now, we do have the lights on there, but then we decorated with the beer bottle caps. It's funny, I do have a collection of lots of beer bottle caps from different types of adult beverages I've consumed since college. And the reason, again, don't call me a dork or stranger weird or anything like that. The reason I do that is because I've actually had a collection for a long time, because eventually I'm going to make a beautiful table with it and, seal them all together and put the glass over it and make it really cool. And it's going to be the different types of beer and all throughout the years of all the stuff that I've been able to enjoy. So I have the collection, and the reason is it's a tradition to put beer bottle caps on the tree, because since they're metal like that, they reflect a lot of the light and it makes it more shiny, which rednecks like as well. Anyway, so I have the beer bottle caps on there, but I want to do something special with the Christmas tree here in studio. Since you do see it on TV, and since it is our show, not my show, but it's our show, I want to do something special with it. If you have a family photo, a family Christmas photo of the entire family, or you or whatever, email it to me, Facebook it to me, so stop by here at the studio and bring it to me, and we'll use those as the ornaments. And I want to put listeners' family Christmas photos on the Christmas tree. So we're going to be doing that. We'll put some on there. I'll put, once we get ours all finished and finalized and everything, we'll put our family photo of the Voice of Reason family on there as well. And then any listeners that want to partake, you're more than welcome to do so. Email it to me, Andy@kqamradio.com. You can email me a photo. You can drop it here at the studio. You can put it on Facebook and share it with me, facebook.com/1480KQAM or Mid-America Reason. And you can find the Voice of Reason page or just me personally if you're friends with me on there. But we'd love to get some family photos on the Christmas family photos on the Christmas tree as the ornaments and the decoration for the tree. Because, hey, you know what? It is our show. It is our family that we're working on here, and that's what the kind of fun that we're going to have. So that's what's going on here. That's what we're rocking and rolling with. We are going into the Thursday, the pre-Friday celebration. Welcome aboard. 316-721-8255. We have Phil Martinez of Phil's Coins coming on the show in the 8 o'clock hour. It's the last Thursday of the month, which means he's back with us, and we always love chatting with him when he comes in. So we'll do that here in just a little bit. But until then, it is open lines to you. And what the heck? Let's start off hour number 2 with a phone call, shall we? Good morning. Who's this?
Hi, this is Kirk.
Kirk, good morning, sir. How are you?
Well, good. I kind of wanted to talk about your story that you were going to talk about after the top of the hour, the license plate issue.
Yeah, so let me introduce this here real quick as some people are like, huh? There is a story from the Topeka Capital Journal with this headline of we are recalling 731 license plates in the state of Kansas for complaints of what? Ethnic slurs. I will say, first off, when you don't think the world can get more crazy, the world just gets more crazy. Here's what the story has to say. Kansas is recalling hundreds of vehicle license plates on the streets containing the JAP lettering in the wake of complaints that it is an ethnic slur offensive to Japanese Americans. JAP, Jap. Now, I don't know who actually has the time on their hands to sit and think, oh, gee, that license plate is 485 JAP. That JAP is really offensive to me because it says Jap on there. I'm offended. Now, Kirk,
Well, I think that started out.
Really?
I think that started out in California.
Well,
so
it started in California, but it's come to Kansas. We're now recalling 730 of these in Kansas. Are you kidding me?
Right. Well, I'll tell you the thing that offends me is the amount of money I have to pay when I go get the tags for my cars every year, and at the same time, they ask for my driver's license to prove who I am.
Yes, well, that is true. You should probably say that that's racist, or you should say that when you renew your driver's license, you should be able to get it for free because you have to get it in order to renew the tags for your car, and you have to use it to vote.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that whole thing is just insane. It's just a bunch of money we're going to spend for no reason at all, and then there's going to be some other letters on there that, what's next?
And that's the question.
Some letters that are next.
There are some people that like to tailor and personalize their license plates as well, and you've seen kind of the really fun ones or really catchy ones. There's been ones of I just Googled offensive license plates, and it's come up of 75 olds. Now, I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but apparently people are old, and it's in the state of Florida, so there you go, old guys rule. Then you have one that's just like dude, D-U-U-U-D-E. You have there's some really funny ones. There are some really offensive ones, and people can personalize them. But for a random one that was just made from a JAP, I don't know who has the time to say, "Oh, that's offensive," because I recognize that. I don't know. Have you been offended by a license plate before?
Never.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm wondering. Well, Kurt, I appreciate the call, my friend. Here's the question, and here's what I want to open up lines to you for this half hour at 316-721-8255. The most offensive license plate or the most interesting license plate that you've ever seen. What's been a unique license plate? What's been an offensive one? And have you spent the time to say, this is very offensive to me. I don't like it. I should probably go out of my way to repeal this. Now, again, yes, this did start in California of an individual. The issue arose last year when Keith Kawamoto spotted a car in the Kansas plate in California, with the Kansas plate in traffic near his home in Culver City, California. Took a photo of it. The 70-year-old California man is 70 years old. Probably one of those guys that just has nothing better to do and wanted to complain about something. Wrote several letters to Kansas officials, including Governor Jeff Collier. I let them know it was considered very derogatory racial slur, and I don't think it should be allowed anywhere, according to Kawamoto. He got an apology back from the State Motor Vehicle Division, but Kawamoto wanted Kansas plates to get recalled. He actually received a letter. Now, if I was working in a government agency and I saw a letter that said you should ban certain letters from license plates because they're racial slurs and they're derogatory and they're very offensive and they're really big meanie heads, then you know what I would do? I would say, okay, it's going to go into the consideration box, which consideration box is considered the shred bin. But he got an apology letter back, and now we're recalling 731 license plates in the state of Kansas because a California man saw a Kansas license plate a year ago and wanted to complain about it. 316-721-8255. This is absolutely beyond anything that I ever thought imaginable of what would be actually in society or not. So there you have it. I want to hear from you the most derogatory, terrible, horrible license plates that we've ever heard in our lifetime. Craig Mead, swinging in the studio here, had to comment on this. Craig, come on.
I realize that there are certain things that offend certain people, but we spend an awful lot of time being offended.
A lot of time.
So
when you always think that we've hit the level of, okay, we can never be more fragile or snowflakey than this, then we see something like this.
There is a whole ton of combinations of letters that could be used, and or random. This wasn't like a personalized plate. This was just
it's a random letters. And that's the question. How many of these randomized JAP ones are? Apparently 731 of them in Kansas.
At least. Yeah,
at least.
So, I don't know. It seems a little weird that we spend so much time being offended. But I have this is the coolest. When these personalized plates started way back when here in Kansas, my former brother-in-law probably topped them all right off of the front. 6 letters. He had a personalized plate that said simply car tag.
Car tag. See, I like that. Here's one that was on social media that was entertaining. The state, it was the state of Virginia, and the license plate Virginia, and then on the bottom it says kids first, which is all cute because they take care of the kids. The license plate says eat the, so that way it says eat the kids first.
Oh, and that's not offensive.
That's not offensive, right? Yeah, that's not offensive. Eat the kids first. So apparently that's okay. But a JAP with the letters, with the numbers in front of it, is offensive and derogatory, and we need to recall 730 of them. So now we need to spend the money to recall them, have people come in and get new ones, for us to print new ones, and for us to ban the letters JAP because letters are very offensive.
That's right. Amazing, isn't it?
I'm trying to think, what other racial slurred ones could there potentially be for a license plate?
Oh, there's a whole ton of them. You do NIG. I mean, there's a whole bunch of different things that
would be terrible racial slurs.
Yeah.
But so let's just say that there was one that randomly popped that letter in the number sequence out. Would people be like, "Oh, that's really offensive"? I'm sure they would today.
Well, they probably would today, unfortunately, because we spent so much time looking for something to be offended about. But I mean, I can think of a whole bunch of. There's a lot of, and I got the form one time to get a personalized plate, and they asked for an explanation of the letters. If you want,
they ask for an explanation.
Well, yeah. I mean, if I had a tag that I wanted to, say KAB, they would want an explanation that meant Kansas Association of Broadcasters, or so they on the form that you fill out for the tags, for the personalized tags, they ask for an explanation of the letters that you're using. The thing that bothers me about all this is this was a state-issued tag. These are state-issued tags. That they're not personalized plates.
Right.
These are just random letters and numbers that pop out. And come on.
How dare that you actually have that. We can't be having no JAP. Really? Is this derogatory? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is derogatory. Maybe you find this offensive, and maybe you've seen one that is offensive. I want to hear from you. 316-721-8255. Let's go to the phones here. Line at number 1. Good morning. Who's this?
Hey, this is Doug. How you doing, Andy?
I'm great, Doug. How are you, my friend?
Not too bad. Say, so the best personalized plate that I've ever seen was in South Carolina, and it was on the back of a motorcycle. And I'll just spell out the letters. It was FAQH. Let me think. Well, you get the idea, but I have no idea how they ever got it passed and through the DMV.
Oh, well, and again, I've never personalized a license plate, so I didn't know this. But as Craig said, you have to give an explanation. So you're right. If they did personalize this one, then you have to give that explanation, and apparently it got approved. So some states are approving some derogatory remarks on these things, good ones, funny ones, or really bad ones. but yet they're still getting approved. But a government-generated random sequence of letters and numbers that pop out is now apparently offensive.
Idiotic.
Absolutely idiotic. I agree. Doug, I don't know. Have you seen one that you've been offended by and say, oh, my gosh, I can't believe someone's driving around with that on their car?
I'm only offended when I don't get it. I'm like, what the heck does that mean?
That's right. I don't get this one. You got to knock on their window at the light and be like, can you explain your license plate for me, please? I love it. Doug, appreciate the call very much, my friend. 31672. I don't get it. Yeah, I guess that would offend me, too. Be like, hey, come on. Come on, why inside jokes? What's going on here? Line number 2, let's go back to the phones. Good morning, who's this?
Hi, Andy, this is Helen.
Good morning, Helen, how are you?
Doing just great.
Good. Offensive license plate, have you seen one?
I probably have, I just can't remember.
Okay, well, it must not have been very traumatizing to you then.
Yes, not mind impressioning. Anyway, why don't you, if you have one of these tags and you don't want to give it up, you want to keep it.
What if they do the recall and they say, yeah, you know what? I think it's stupid that you're offended by this. I'm not going to. That's interesting. Are you going to get pulled over and ticketed for that? Then if you have a license plate in Kansas that was recalled because it says JAP and then you end up going in to get it replaced, that would be really interesting.
Mm-hmm. And okay, you're saying that this all started in California.
Yeah, it started with a 70-year-old man seeing a Kansas license plate at a stoplight near his home in California and wrote the state of Kansas, and Kansas actually responded to this, which I think is crazy in the first place, and now they're recalling all of these license plates. So yeah, it wasn't even an issue in Kansas. It was in California.
Right. Well, okay, so, I've heard that, whatever happens in California usually spreads to the rest of the country. Well, I heard, have you heard this, that they were denying teachers a pay raise in California?
I had not heard they're actually denying teachers raises. That's kind of funny.
Yeah. They didn't want any kind of motivation for competition or anything like that.
Well, I did hear, you're right, I did hear the union saying that they weren't advocating for the teacher raises because you're right, that would create more competition and that would create a little more cutthroat industry for the teachers to actually, for ones that have been there for a long time versus ones that have just starting out. So yeah, not necessarily the school districts, but the unions, the teachers union looking out for the teachers and for the students actually were the ones that came out with that story. You're absolutely right. Helen, I appreciate that. Again, California spreading. Why don't we just ban California or Kansas tags in California then? Or California, why don't they just ban? They already banned state-funded travel to Kansas. Why don't they just ban Kansas license plates from coming into California? How about that? If they're going to go off the loony bin there, why don't they do that? Because I have yet to hear anybody say it's derogatory in the state of Kansas. But now Kansas is catering to a very upset individual in California because somehow they're important to Kansas policy. Very interesting to me. Not quite sure I understand this one. 316-721-8255. We got some calls lit up. Stay here. We got to take a break with Gig T as soon as we come back. This is The Voice of Reason.
You're listening to The Voice of Reason with Andy Hoosier.
Ag News from Mid-America Ag Network. I'm Craig Mead. Good morning. Well, a Farm Bill announcement could come this week as the clock is just about to run out on finishing the Farm Bill this year.
I think instead of waving a white flag, we're going to see white smoke.
That's, of course, Kansas Republican Pat Roberts, Senate Ag Chair, using a reference to the traditional signal Cardinals give when they've chosen a new pope.
I'm not sure we're ready for an announcement, but I will tell you that if yesterday I said close, today we are very, very close. And I'm very encouraged.
Top House and Senate leaders have apparently decided against an expansive House forestry title that would have allowed selective logging to help prevent tragic fires like the ones in California.
Yes. A more comprehensive forestry bill is simply not possible given the circumstances that we're facing, and that has been dealt at the leadership level, so it will be a very minimum bill.
President Trump and his secretaries of Agriculture and Interior had sought the selective logging provisions opposed by Democrats and environmental groups. Trump also said earlier there was $500 million in the Farm Bill for fire suppression. Top Senate Ag Democrat and Farm Bill negotiator Debbie Stabenow.
Well, we have an appropriations process going on right now where that would be certainly something he can take up with appropriators.
And as for a farm bill that's already a year behind schedule,
it's not surprising. This is no different than any other year on a farm bill. And in fact, I would say if we are able to get this done without a year extension, that will be a very big success.
But it's going to be close. Roberts says the Congressional Budget Office must still score the bill's cost with just 2 scheduled weeks left in the session. He concludes, quote, "It just takes time," end quote. Ag News from Mid-America Ag Network.
What brings back memories of Christmas past or builds new ones for holidays to come? More than the beauty of a farm fresh Christmas tree gracing your home? Or could be more welcoming than a live wreath greeting your holiday guests? What could be more beautiful? Winning a free one, of course. Listen to The Voice of Reason on KQAM mornings from 6 to 9 for your chance to win an incredible tree or wreath fresh from Borsee Christmas Tree Farms. And get ready to enjoy the majesty of a great Christmas tradition with warmest holiday wishes from JD Aviation and Heartland Avionics of Augusta and KQAM.
And one thing you don't want associated with your harvest this year is downtime. Did you know MJ's Truck Repair at exit 46 off I-135 can take care of all harvest-related equipment, combines, tractors, grain carts, and all machinery associated with your successful harvest this year. MJ's Truck Repair of Moundridge also has on-the-farm emergency service. Roll your harvest worry-free with MJ's Truck Repair of Moundridge, Kansas, 800-835-0069.
At Starseed, we're dedicated to providing our customers premium quality products and the sudden service they deserve. We've offered a diverse lineup of high-yielding seed for decades. We pride ourselves on flexibility, promptness, and superior products. Starseed is the one stop for all of your seed needs. Don't forget to ask about our custom blend packages. Call Starseed today at 800-782-7311 or visit our website at gostarseed.com.
Good morning. This is Kerry at the El Dorado Livestock Auction. This week we'll have a good run of cattle. We'll have between 1,000 and 1,200 head. Some of our featured consignments this week will be 120 head of black steers and heifers that'll be weighing 550 to 650. We'll have a group of 80 Charolais steer and heifer calves that have been weaned 55 days. That'll be weighing 6 to 7. We'll have another group of 100 black steers and heifer calves that'll be weighing 550 to 6 1/4. And then we'll have a load of feeder steers that'll be weighing 950. If you have any consignments you'd like to give us or any questions about any of our consignments, you can call us at 316-320-3212. And you can see a complete listing of all our consignments for this week on our website, which is www.eldorado.livestock.com.
Minutes past the hour. More comments on the YouTube live feed. And again, the same question coming up. If I had one of these license plates that said JAP and I didn't take it back for a new one, what would happen to me? Would it become invalid? Would I get pulled over and get fined for it if they say, hey, you got to go and get a recall on that one because it's really offensive? Now, I did read through the story a little bit more, and it doesn't say anything like that. It does say that there was also a 67-year-old Japanese-American woman living in Abilene, Kansas, who has also seen these and said that it took her back to her time as a child. It was not a good time by Japanese because of Pearl Harbor, World War II, the whole issue going on there. Rachel Whitten, who we've had on the show, and she works with the state government. She's helped organize a lot of the interviews that we've had from some of the state agencies. Really great gal. Said that we do take these types of complaints very seriously and appreciate that it was brought to our attention. Didn't say anything of saying, hey, you know what, if I don't return and do the recall on my license plate, what would actually happen to me? That's a really good question here. 316, again, how do you regulate something like this? We're going to wipe out all 731 license plates that say JAP, and we're going to put something else on there, and we're going to do a random word. I think the letter B is very derogatory, so therefore I think any license plate with the letter B needs to be removed. I'm just saying it right now. Let's go to the phones here. We got about a minute before the bottom of the hour. Line number 3. Good morning. Who's this?
Morning, brother. It's Joe.
Joe, what's going on, sir?
Not much. Hey, quick shout out to MJ's Truck Repair as I drive by it this morning on my way to work. Anyway,
yeah,
back back to the deal. Let me ask you a question. When's the last time that you heard anybody who is Asian be called a Jap?
I have not actually. I don't think personally in a conversation with anybody, I have never heard someone be called that. Now, I'm sure that someone has used it, but in a one-to-one conversation with me personally, I've never heard someone say that word.
Okay, that's my point there. Now, my next thing is, Kansas was very polite and said, "This guy, I'm sorry that you were offended, and I'm sorry to anybody who was offended by it, but." You know, California, fix your own issues before you come telling me how to fix my issues.
Exactly.
You have a whole lot more screwed up state than we have here. At least we're level-headed here. We don't do, stupid stuff. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Well, mostly stuff like
it's not intended to be derogatory. It was a random number sequence and letter sequence. Get over it kind of thing. I agree. Joe, we're running a little late on the break here. Got to take a break. Bottom of the hour news. Ed, everybody else on the line, stay here. Don't go anywhere. We'll continue your phone calls. I want to hear the most ridiculous license plates that you've seen out and about. And also, is this derogatory? And are there other derogatory ones out there that should be banned right here in the state of Kansas? This is the Voice Radio
Here's
Station.
the latest from the KQAM News Center.
Ukraine President Poroshenko says he will impose restrictions on Russian citizens in Ukraine. This follows the Russian seizure of 3 Ukrainian vessels and their crews last weekend, and new reports the Russians are effectively blockading several Ukrainian seaports. Fred Pleitkin is following all this from Moscow.
The Russians, of course, holding the Ukrainians responsible. The Ukrainians saying absolutely not. It was the Russians that violated international law.
Meanwhile, Reuters is reporting the Trump administration is considering new background checks on Chinese students in the U.S., citing growing concerns about spying. Former Pennsylvania Attorney General Kathleen Kane reported to a suburban Philadelphia County jail this morning to begin a sentence for leaking grand jury material and lying about it. Yesterday's enthusiasm on Wall Street over the Fed chairman saying they may slow down interest rate hikes next year, with the Dow gaining over 600 points, seems to have melted away this morning. Pre-market trading is registering moderate losses across the boards in this hour before the opening bell. I'm Michael Toscano.
A good guest never arrives empty-handed. I never arrive empty-armed. Party with Gordmans. Find great hostess gifts and deck out your big to-do. Discover the perfect choice for every cozy, happy, festive, merry, sparkly celebration. Toast your holiday savings on go-to gifts, big brands, and decor for every moment from now until New Year's. Save even more. You can earn $5 G rewards for every 100 points you add up. Plus, store card holders earn double points. Gordmans. Bigger holiday deals, smaller prices.
Welcome to McDonald's.
Can I get a triple breakfast stack? Since today is the big day, my time to shine. I'm taking names and showing them who's boss.
Well, good luck on your game today.
Game? No, I'm a substitute teacher for third graders.
Oh, that is big.
For every kind of big day, there's McDonald's new triple breakfast stacks, stacked with 2 sausage patties and 2 slices of cheese with bacon and egg, on your choice of McMuffin, biscuit, or McGriddles.
Woo, go big. And pull around, please.
At participating McDonald's for a limited time.
Kansas Mid-America Network News. Good Thursday. A Montana judge says a Canadian company may continue preliminary work on the proposed Keystone XL oil pipeline while his order blocking construction is in effect. U.S. District Judge Brian Morris said yesterday he will clarify his November 8th injunction to allow TransCanada to conduct engineering and planning activities, confirm shipping contracts, meet with different groups, and acquire equipment and land rights. Wichita police have a 33-year-old man jailed after a police pursuit and shooting in East Wichita. The shooting occurred Tuesday afternoon when a motorcycle officer tried to stop a speeding vehicle going the wrong way on a one-way. At one point in the pursuit, police say the man drove toward the officer, who fired 2 shots. The driver wasn't hit. He was later arrested after he fled the vehicle on foot. The officer placed on administrative leave per department policy. Mid-America Network News.
When are you going to have time to clean your house this holiday season? The maids clean my house every other week, so I have more time for shopping, parties, time with my family, more time for me, because my house is cleaned by professionals, the maids. The maids team of 4 uses the 22-step Healthy Touch system, so you'll be happier and healthier. Go to themaidswichita.com for a virtual tour of each step, then call the maids for a free estimate at 832-9058.
I've got better things to do.
832-9058.
Make tracks to the Tulsa Farm Show December 6th through 8th at the River Spirit Expo. View all the latest farm equipment and services from more than 370 exhibitors, along with cattle equipment demos and the Livestock Handling Skills Scholarship Finals. Don't miss daily horse training seminars by Craig Cameron and test drive and enter to win a new Spartan mower. Be sure to participate in the live auction to support scholarships for Oklahoma students. Show hours 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., 4 p.m. Saturday. Admission and parking are free. Visit TulsaFarmShow.com for details.
Celebrate the season with great deals on the world's best-selling off-road lineup during the Polaris Holiday Sales Event. Get low financing and rebates up to $2,000 on hardworking Rangers, unstoppable sportsmen, versatile Generals, and high-performance racers. See Wichita Tractor today or go online to wichitatractor.com. Offers valid in U.S. through 12/31 of 18, subject to credit approval. Rebates and financing vary by model and GRC dealer for details. Always wear a helmet and never drink and ride.
Here's your latest forecast on the Big Talker KQAM for this morning. Patchy fog, partly sunny and 51. Tonight, mostly cloudy and 35. Tomorrow, patchy fog before 9. Areas of drizzle in the afternoon. Chance of showers in the evening, cloudy and 51. I'm Amp Harrell, and that's your latest forecast on Wichita's big station, the Big Talker, AM 1480 and 102.5 FM KQAM.
At 7:35, it's currently 35 degrees.
This segment of The Voice of Reason on KQAM brought to you by Riverside Cafe, home of the 3-pound burger and hand-cut fries, plus breakfast all day long. 2 Wichita locations and 824 North Baltimore in Derby. Riverside Cafe. Defending the rights of every Kansan.
I'm not being aggressive, I'm being dominant.
This is The Voice of Reason with Andy Hoosier.
Hey, welcome into The Voice of Reason. Great to have you along for the ride today. 36 minutes past the hour. Welcome aboard, waking you up the best way we know how to do so every single day. Better than a cup of coffee, a shot of espresso, even an energy drink right here on The Voice of Reason. 316-721-8255, 316-721-TALK. If you want to join into the program, we'd love to hear from you. The derogatory license plates apparently continuing on. I want to hear from you. And by the way, I think we should tie this in. What do you think? This portion of The Voice of Reason brought to you by Riverside Cafe. 3 locations, 2 in Wichita, 1 in Derby. You can go by there. We have your complimentary burger and fries that we're going to give away. I want to do this here. If you can come up with the most creative license plate that you can remember or that you'd want to have or that maybe you do have, that's not an offensive, crazy thing, but it is a fun one. The most creative one is going to get that Riverside Cafe gift card for the complimentary burger and fries. Hat tip to Riverside Cafe. Breakfast all day long. They are a fantastic, great sponsor. We love having them partnering up with us here on KQAM. So let's do it. 316-721-8255. The most creative license plates that you've seen and or heard. And we'll get you your complimentary burger and fries from Riverside Cafe. 316-721-8255, 316-721-TALK. It really does bring up a question when it comes to the government spending, government regulation. I get it when people are when there's something truly, honestly offensive. We don't want people to be offended. We don't want to go out of our way to offend people. We don't want to make a point or a statement to offend somebody. I get it. I don't tell jokes that, are, derogatory or offensive. I don't do it. There's no need. I mean, derogatory and offensive to, like, everybody, but not to, like, a single group of people sort of thing. Jokes are jokes, and you poke fun at people. That's what you do. I poke fun at Democrats every day if you listen to the show in any way, shape, or form. But when it's just a random sequence of letters and numbers. Now, if it was a personalized license plate that said, like, IH8, I hate Japs, or something like that, I could see that. And we could be like, you know what, you're not allowed to do that. And if it was personalized like that, then you know what, we would remove that, or it probably wouldn't even get approved in the first place. But a random sequence of random letters and random numbers just on here, and it ended up being JAP, where apparently there's 730 of them in the state of Kansas that need to be recalled, then I don't know why we would need to do this. And Joe pointed it out in the last segment, absolutely right, that we would say, you know what, thank you for your concern. That's not the intention in any way, shape, or form. It was a government-issued license plate. There is no reference to this in any way, shape, or form. We don't know why you're looking into this a little bit deeper than you need to be, because people look into things a little bit deeper than what they need to at times. And then we obviously avoid the issues where we need to unveil the layers of the onion sort of thing. But we go a little bit too deep at times. And now we're a society to where we're offended by everything. I mean, nowadays you can get offended by telling someone a pronoun that apparently does not describe them by a he or she, and they don't self-identify as that. That today is offensive. We have schools where they want to put the 3x3 little piece of tape on the floor for the safe space for people, because that's my little bubble. That's my safe space. Leave me alone. I'm going to do my thing, and then I'll come back and engage again when I'm ready. We have closets, movable, mobile closets that are safe spaces. And I think this is a problem. Now, if this was something, this would sound like a story that would happen in California. And it started and originated in California. But if it was just a California thing saying, oh, California had a California license plate that seemed really derogatory towards, puppy dogs. And that's what it was, and we are very offended by that. And PETA, who pretty much runs and controls half the government because of their environmentalist and animal rights, whatever that they do, then it's very offensive, and we're going to ban these license plates because we're no longer going to allow them to have that in California, and we're going to ban any state from entering this California with the license plates that have these letters or numbers or whatever sequence it is that are deemed offensive and derogatory. I could see it from someone like California. I cannot see it in the state of Kansas. I don't know. I think it takes it to the another level when we have bent over backwards to appeal to a state and try to pander to a state that is very left-wing progressive anyways, and apparently now we're going to change it because someone in California was very upset about this. That's the biggest issue that I have with this, I think. 316-721-8255. It's a little silly. It's a little ridiculous, but the fact that this is majorly happening, we're going to reissue new license plates. We're going to recall these 330 or 731 of them. And again, the big question is, what are you going to do if they don't? You're like, nope. Either I wasn't aware, or I don't care, or you're just dumb for making me think that this is going to be a big issue. I'm not going to. Are you going to really try and punish them? Is it going to be an invalid license plate? Will the police or the law enforcement pull you over and fine you or ticket you for actually having one of these license plates? And are we going to go to that extreme? 316-721-8255. Let's go to the phones here, shall we? Line at number 1. Good morning. Who's this?
It's Wallace.
Wallace, good morning, sir. How are you?
I just can't believe the license plate thing. I mean, what's interesting is JAP is also the initials, and this you'll see this a lot. Women referred to out in New York as a Jewish American princess. These are the little snobby, Jewish girls and that's actually a badge of honor. They call themselves a JAP. They're
really.
Yes, it is, and I happen to know that because I was married to one. And
so she openly was very proud of being a JAP, a Jewish American princess.
Yes, and they're the ones that walk around, just kind of full of themselves a little bit. But it's a term that they use. So offensive to one. Now you want to talk about offensive? I saw a license plate that said HRC on it, and I was incensed. I wanted to just ram that car. Hillary Rodham Clinton, who would put HRC on a tag? How offensive to...
That's okay. So that is, maybe, you know what? That is an offensive one if you have HRC, whether it was customized or whether it was a random creation. This is what we're going to get to now. It is going to be a select... Yes. They're going to have to screen every single random license plate that the government issues in all the states, and if it comes up even semi-derogatory, they're going to ban that sequence of them, and we're going to have to go through all of these, and then we're going to have to start the system over and refresh everybody's license plate numbers and letters with ones that have been approved by the Offensive Safe Space Department of Kansas, to where we make sure that nothing is offensive in any way, shape, or form.
Well, I saw another tag that said ADD on it, but I couldn't pay attention long enough to figure out what they were trying to say.
There it is. There it is. I like that. Wallace, I love it. I appreciate the call very much, my friend. Those are good ones. Let's keep it rolling here. Line number 2. Good morning. Who's this?
This is Eddie.
Hey, good morning, Eddie. How are you, sir?
This has happened before, okay? This is not the first time. And the other time that they did it was they didn't send out a recall or anything like that. What they did was, at the time of that person's license tag renewal, they just issued that person a new license tag. And so there was no problems or anything like that. In other words, if I had the tag JAP,
just when you go to renew your registration,
and when I go to renew my registration, they would give me a new tag, and that's what they did one other time before.
What if I said though? What if I told him, be like, you know what? I really don't want you to because I have memorized this one. So if it gets called out, then I know what it is. I remember my license plate number to keep track of my car. I don't want you to change it. What if someone tried to do that?
Andy, it's you kind of need to play by the rules, okay? And the rules are that if they need to issue you a new license tag, that's what they do. But to getting back to the word JAP. On some tankers at airports, it's JAP. That's Jet Aircraft Petroleum. So what are you going to do about that?
So now we have two different sequences of what JAP actually means, other than just Jap, but it's actually Japanese American Princess, and it's also reference to the aviation industry. So now we have two other groups as well that's included into the Jap reference now that may be somewhat offended by this reference too.
But I think we are just trying to be too. Besides, okay.
So hold on. So what would happen if one of the aviation groups actually customized theirs to JAP because they were part of that patrol and they wanted to actually do that, and then they say no, you're not allowed to because that's a derogatory reference to Japanese individuals?
Andy, we do not want to deliberately offend people. But we're just going a little bit too far.
Well, of course.
Okay?
Oh, we've taken it way past far. We're already past the cliff, and we're halfway to the other side.
That's right. And, by the way, don't knock electric bicycles. My wife has one, okay?
Okay, no, I'm not knocking electric bicycles. I'm knocking the fact that the city would invest in electric bicycles in order for people to use them for a healthy lifestyle, to have the electricity push the bike while they want to do it for a health reason. I think it's cool that we have electric bicycles and people can buy them. I don't think the city should be investing in them.
I know. You know what? That little motor is just like a little old Viagra pill for the old bike, okay? It helps it go longer and farther.
Yeah, there we go. Eddie, I love it. I appreciate it very much. Again, nothing against the electric bike, but the story was, if somebody missed it in the first hour, Kansas City looking to invest in electric bicycles, e-bikes, for the city to where again, we're going for the health factor here to try and do a healthy lifestyle to where you can push the app and it unlocks the bike wheels for you instead of actually having to bend down and unlock the chain.
So, but the bicycle itself is not motorized. Is that
it is, though.
Oh, it is.
It helps you get up hills and on long trips.
See, there you go. I might need that.
So, you know what? There we go. So we're going to do the health factor, and we're going to be a little bit healthier than drive the car. So we're going to actually exercise, but then have the electricity push me up the hill.
There you go.
Yeah, that makes
Well, we can
sense.
do that. So now, one more thing on your tags before we finish this up. I've got one in mind. We'll just get everybody covered on this. It's minus one letter for the actual spelling of the word.
Okay.
We'll just do O-F-E-N-D-E-D. You're allowed 7 letters, so we could be, it's minus one F, but O-F-E-N-D-E-D, offended.
See, I like that right there. That's a good one. You might get that Riverside Cafe giveaway right there. There we go. 316-721-8255. Let's go back to the phones here. Line number 3. Good morning. Who's this?
Hey, Andy, it's Deacon.
What do you got, Deacon?
I saw one time that said L-I-L-H-A-M, and I'm a short, fat guy, so I was offended.
Little ham. All right, a little ham. Okay, so that would be derogatory. I think you should write to the Kansas Department of Transportation and complain about this.
That's right. I'm offended by California, so can we just ban them from Kansas?
See, that's what I'm saying. If they're going to ban the statewide travel to statewide funded travel to Kansas, why don't we do the same to California and just say that there's not going to be allowed any California license plates in the state of Kansas here, because California really triggers me and makes me really upset. And then I could get very angry behind the wheel, and then I'll have road rage. So therefore, it's triggering to me. I don't want to see a California license plate because Californians drive me nuts.
I don't want to hear anything about California on the radio. Don't want to see them on the TV. I don't even want to see those cute California dairy farmer commercials.
Yeah.
California California offends me.
See, there you go. There you go. Deacon, I appreciate that very much. No, I got to say, I do love a lot of people in California. Actually, when we had the podcast, which we still do to some degree, the second most number of downloads, number one was obviously Kansas, but the state with the second most number of downloads from the podcast was California. And I don't even know anybody in California, but the California, apparently there's a lot of people that love the show and downloaded the podcast of the show in California. So there is hope for California, but come on, man. Come on, you're going to try and ban a license plate that says JAP that apparently has numerous different meanings, whether it's the Japanese American princess or the whatever the other one was through the aviation industry, the patrol. And there's many different references to JAP, but we're going to use the one use of that as a derogatory term, and we're going to ban this one and recall 730 different license plates. Drives me wild. Let's sneak in a couple more phone calls before a break here, shall we? As we give away our Riverside Cafe complimentary giveaway here for the burger and fries. Line number 4. Good morning. Who's this?
Yeah, this is Annette.
Hey, good morning, Annette. How are you?
Good morning. I've had a license plate that says TAP, which is totally absent-minded people.
Ooh.
And I'm behind someone with a tag that says HAG. So if you're looking for negativity, it's right in front of your eyes every second.
And were you offended? Did that really trigger you while you were on the road?
Oh, yay. I can hardly keep it in the center.
That's right. You're just going to be probably hitting and ramming that car in front of you that you saw that, right? Because that was really offensive.
But listen, you guys have a good day.
I love it, Annette. I appreciate the call very much. 316-721-8255. Line number 1. Good morning. Who's this?
This is Jim.
Good morning, Jim. How are you, sir?
Yep. My brother really enjoyed seeing license plates on an Illinois car. State of Illinois uses the letter U to identify their state vehicles.
Okay.
And he's had the car in front of him that said U81, and he had to laugh because he knew that somewhere there was a U81 too.
Ooh, okay. I like that. Very interesting. But again, I'm sure someone will be very offended by UA1 and UA12. How dare that you do something like that? See, this is going down the rabbit hole, the craziness of this. So let's get a few more here, shall we? Line number 2. Good morning. Who's this?
It's Doug.
Hey, Doug. What's going on, sir?
Oh, listening to you, Andy, on the real news, real important stuff. I think we used to play a game with the kids while we was driving, trying to figure out what all these different letter lineups meant, and it was fun. It wasn't,
Sure.
offensive or anything, but I think we ought to ban and get a movement on banning ignorance.
There you go. There you go.
Okay, so that's what I got.
Hey, I love
ban ignorance.
Ban ignorance, ban stupidity, ban fluffiness and snowflakiness, because you know what? We just can't deal with that in society anymore. Doug, I love it. Appreciate it very much. Let's sneak in one more here before a break. Good morning. Who's this?
Is this me?
Yes, sir. That's you. What's going on?
Hey, I'm offended by my own tag.
Okay, what's that?
I've got the 3-letter prefix, and then the 3-number prefix, and then my last my letters spell out DE.
Oh, you broke up there. What was it?
The letters on my tag spell DEM. Short for Democrat.
See, yeah, there you go. See, Democrat. That's probably really offensive to even you. You feel really dirty every time you get in your car, right?
I do, and some of my friends have made fun of me, so I'm a victim of tag shaming.
Ah, there it is. There it is. That's going to be the new thing. Hashtag. We're going to start a trend on social media now. Hashtag tag shaming.
I'm going to have to sue somebody, evidently.
That's what I'm talking about. You probably need to get it banned, and you know what? We don't need to be promoting Democrat policies through tags when it comes to license plates, so therefore ban the letters DEM off of our license plates in Kansas. Let's start that movement. We're going to make a phone call to the Department of Transportation, and we're going to file a complaint. I like that. Appreciate it very much. We got to take a break here. When we come back, we'll do that giveaway here for the Riverside Cafe. Giveaway your free burger and fries. 2 locations in Wichita, 1 in Derby. Riverside Cafe, breakfast all day long. We'll do that when we come back here on The Voice of Reason.
The Voice of Reason with Andy Hoosier on the Big Talker, KQAM.
Market information, Mid-America Ag Network. Live cattle futures ended Wednesday with most contracts steady to 25 cents lower. December was up 7.5 cents. Feeder cattle futures were also as much as 75 cents lower. The feeder cattle index was down 26 cents November 27th at 147.91. Wholesale boxed beef prices were lower Wednesday afternoon. Choice boxes were down 72 cents at 213.28. Select boxes were $1.74 lower at 198.50. Estimated federally inspected cattle slaughter so far this week, 356,000 head. That's dead even with last week. December live cattle closed up 7.5 cents at 116.77. January feeders down 7 at 147.70. Lean hog futures were mostly 50 to 70 cents lower Wednesday. Front month December was up slightly. The lean hog index was down 27 cents from the previous day at 57.17. Pork carcass cutout value 53 cents lower Wednesday afternoon, 67.74. But the national base hog carcass value was up 26 cents for a change, 49.59. USDA estimated federally inspected hog slaughter brings the total to 1.392 million head for the week after 477,000 head were slaughtered on Wednesday. Refocusing now on corn, soybeans, wheat. Corn futures rallied to as much as 4 3/4 cent gains on Wednesday. Soybean futures saw follow-through buying after Tuesday's gains. Most contracts 14 to 15 cents higher, but struggling a bit today. And wheat markets closed with gains of as much as 8 3/4 cents in most contracts on Wednesday. Not seeing such rosy news so far today, though. December corn down 3/4 cent at 359 3/4. December Kansas City wheat is unchanged at 467. March KC wheat is unchanged at 492 1/4. The later months are in the red. January soybeans down 5 1/4 at 885 1/4, while March beans are down 5 1/4 at 899. Soybean meal and soybean oil are tracking lower as well. So not a good start so far for grains and soybeans. Markets from Mid-America Ag Network.
We live in a digital world. With the convenience of staying connected, it's critical to protect your digital identity. Here are some helpful tips from AARP Kansas and the AARP Fraud Watch Network. Use strong, unique passwords or passphrases for every site you visit. Never conduct sensitive financial or personal activities when connected to public Wi-Fi. And turn off your Bluetooth when you're not using it to keep your device secure. Learn more at aarp.org/FraudWatchNetwork. Paid for by AARP.
A DUI can literally stop a person and their vehicle in its tracks. If you know someone who's gotten a nudge from the judge and their vehicle can't budge without an ignition interlock device, the next right move is Just Right Auto Repair. Just Right Auto Repair at 4312 West Central is Wichita's Intoxilock Ignition Interlock Installation Specialist. Intoxilock is the preferred device of choice among customers and monitoring authorities. Make your vehicle just right in the Quartz site. Just Right Auto Repair, your Intoxilock Ignition Interlock Installation Specialist.
My friend, you can find out why Pizza John's is the pizza of choice in Derby for over 44 years. Pizza John's in Derby, the original purveyors of round meals and flat snacks, is more than pizza. Lunches include salads, spaghetti, complete with garlic bread. And Pizza John's of Derby is the hoagie headquarters of South Central Kansas. Dine in or carry out. Delivery after 5 p.m. by simply calling 788-2011 or quick and easy online at pizzajohnderby.com. Pizza John's.
American Family Insurance offers you the protection you need to pursue your dreams, even if you take a couple of wrong turns. At American Family, we know your car is more than 4 wheels that get you from point A to point B. It's freedom to pursue the things important to you, which is why you want to make sure you have the proper protection. To learn more, get a quote. Contact local American Family agent Brad Woody at 265-6200.
American Family Insurance.
American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating companies. 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin, 53783.
Have yourself a
Wrapping up hour number 2 right here on The Voice of Reason. When we come back in hour number 3, it's the man himself, Phil Martinez of Phil's Coins. He joins us the last Thursday of every month. And now that we are getting into the holidays, we're wrapping up another year, man. Can you believe it? This is going way too fast. 316-721-8255. Wrapping up this conversation on the ridiculous, absurd policy of banning license plates. Come on, man. License plates, the JAP. There are so many others that could be potentially derogatory if you really look into it that way. But the fact that we're going to recall 730 plus license plates in Kansas doesn't make any sense to me. Well done. I think I'm going to run for position of the snowflake department in the state of Kansas to make sure that nothing is derogatory or offensive in any way, shape. Actually, I would be really bad at that job because I'd just laugh when someone tried to come up with a claim. So I would not be good at that position. Never mind, I revoke my run for that position. We're going to give the Riverside Cafe giveaway to a new caller, Annette. Congratulations, Annette. Swing by the studio anytime, and we'll give you your complimentary burger and fries from Riverside Cafe. 3 locations, 2 in Wichita, 1 in Derby. Go and enjoy your free burger and fries there. Great restaurant. We love partnering up with them each and every week. Congratulations, Annette, very much on that one. Wrap it up. Hour number 2, hour number 3 right around the corner. Lots more to get to here on The Voice of Reason. Stay tuned.
There it is, Black Friday, and I know everybody has a sale.
But at Rusty Eck Ford, our sales are always bigger.
Now through November 30th, get up to 30% off a new Ford Focus. Ford Escape, 25% off, or choose 0% for $72 and $1,000 back. F-150 XLTs up to 25% off, or our exclusive 0 for $72.
So come gobble up the savings at Rusty Eck Ford. If you don't come and see us today, we can't save you any money.
At Starseed, we realize every farmer and rancher has a passion for conservation, which is why we offer conservation seeds. This season, let Starseed assist with your CRP, buffers, waterways, roadside projects, and any wildlife project you have in mind. Starseed works closely with landowners, dealers, and government agencies to ensure the best quality seed for all of your conservation needs. Call Starseed today at 800-782-7311 or visit our website at GoStarseed.com.
This is a Steckline Communications station, K273CX, FM 102.5, and AM 1480 KQAM, Wichita proud. It's time for your latest news from the KQAM News Center. Brought to you by MJ's Truck Repair of Mound Ridge, Kansas. Sales and service of the big rigs and trailers, plus ag diesel equipment repair on and off the farm.
Good Thursday morning. Miranda Miller pleaded guilty yesterday for her role in the death of her 3-year-old son, Evan Brewer. Miller charged with second-degree murder and associated charges in Evan's death. Brewer's body was discovered encased in concrete back in September of last year. Earlier this year, Miller agreed to testify against her boyfriend, Stephen Bodine, in exchange for having the charge of first-degree murder against her dropped, allowing her guilty plea on the second-degree murder charge. Miller will spend a minimum of 25 years in prison, and KWCH-TV reports her sentencing date is set for January 14th. The man accused of killing an off-duty Wichita police officer and his son made a brief appearance in court yesterday. James Dalrymple is charged with 2 counts of involuntary manslaughter and failing to yield the right-of-way in the April crash that killed Officer Stacy Woodson and his 9-year-old son Braden Woodson. Prosecutors said yesterday DUI is included in the manslaughter charges. Dalrymple's bond set at $100,000. The man shot by a Sedgwick County Sheriff's deputy on Tuesday afternoon after firing shots near the Department for Children and Families in southeast Wichita is out of the hospital and lodged in the Sedgwick County Jail. The sheriff's office doesn't believe 60-year-old Richard Gore was targeting the nearby DCF building. One of the shots did hit the building, which was placed on lockdown. Sheriff Jeff Easter says Gore started swinging the gun toward where officers were located, and that's when a deputy fired 2 rounds, one of which wounded Gore in the shoulder. KWCH-TV reports that Sheriff Easter says it's still unclear why Gore was firing shots, but the sheriff said Gore appeared to be intoxicated. And Cake TV meteorologist Frank Waugh says the storm system impacting south central Kansas tomorrow is going to be mainly rain, followed by a warm-up on Saturday.
Maybe some drizzle during the day. Friday night into Saturday, showers. Can't completely rule out a rumble of thunder. We'll do 52 on Saturday.
I'm Rick Everett. Now sports.
Kansas City Chiefs are in the final preparation before they head out west to take on a divisional opponent in the Oakland Raiders this Sunday. Coach Andy Reid spoke with the media mostly about Eric Berry and his timeline of returning to the football team.
We'll just see how he's doing. And there's no pressure there, any of that. It's just how he feels, and we'll just take it play-by-play for you.
Kansas State fans will still have to wait another day to find out the future of Coach Bill Snyder. A meeting that was scheduled between him and Gene Taylor yesterday was postponed. They should have that meeting today or tomorrow. From the Sports Desk, I'm Doug Downs.
Shopping small and local this holiday season feels good, so pass along these good tidings with gift boxes and baskets from Yoder Meats. Our gift boxes are filled with locally sourced meats and steaks, as well as cheeses and other products made from Kansas companies. We're sure you'll love supporting them too. What a wonderful way to show your love and appreciation to family, friends, clients, or employees. From our Christmas tree to yours, give the old-fashioned flavor of Yoder Meats in Yoder and 3 locations in Wichita.
At Jewelry Savers, it's Christmas revamped with all new inventory for Christmas 2018 destined to sparkle above all others. Jewelry, rings, earrings, and necklaces, the latest from Kaladi, Basali, and Roman & Jewels. Names that have proven throughout the years to be of the best in fine jewelry, yet with price points to fit any gift list. And Jewelry Savers makes your gift giving easy with easily obtained financing and layaway. Go ahead and look at the rest, then shop the best. Jewelry Savers, K96 in Greenwich in front of Cabela's.
Across the street, across the city, or across the nation, Get a Move On will take the stress out of moving for you.
That's owner Eric Himmler of Get a Move On of Wichita. The new customers that previous customers refer from Get a Move On come to Get a Move On with the bar already set.
We've already proven ourselves with one family in a move that they told their friends about us.
That's Get a Move On's Paul Hughes. When it comes to moving, whether it's
across the street, across the city, or across the nation, Get a Move On will take the stress out of moving for you.
Get a Move On, USA.com.
The latest news from the Big Talker, KQAM.
Ukraine President Poroshenko says he will impose restrictions on Russian citizens in Ukraine. This follows the Russian seizure of 3 Ukrainian vessels and their crews last weekend, and new reports the Russians are effectively blockading several Ukrainian seaports. Fred Pleitkin is following all this from Moscow.
The Russians, of course, holding the Ukrainians responsible. The Ukrainians saying absolutely not. It was the Russians that violated international law.
Meanwhile, Reuters is reporting the Trump administration is considering new background checks on Chinese students in the U.S., citing growing concerns about spying. Former Pennsylvania Attorney General Kathleen Kane reported to a suburban Philadelphia County jail this morning to begin a sentence for leaking grand jury material and lying about it. Yesterday's enthusiasm on Wall Street over the Fed chairman saying they may slow down interest rate hikes next year, with the Dow gaining over 600 points, seems to have melted away this morning. Pre-market trading is registering moderate losses across the boards in this hour before the opening bell. I'm Michael Toscano.
Your local weather on KQAM. Brought to you by Spears Restaurant and Pie Shop at the northeast corner of Town West Mall on Maple. Getting it right for over 60 years. Spears Restaurant and Pie Shop.
Here's your latest forecast on the Big Talker KQAM for this morning. Patchy fog, partly sunny and 51. Tonight, mostly cloudy and 35. Tomorrow, patchy fog before 9. Areas of drizzle in the afternoon. Chance of showers in the evening, cloudy and 51. I'm Amp Harrell, and that's your latest forecast on Wichita's big station, the Big Talker, AM 1480 and 102.5 FM KQAM.
At 8:06, it's currently 36 degrees.
Broadcasting from the Rusty Eck Ford Studios, this is the Big Talker, 1480 AM and 102.5 FM KQAM. It's time for Reason.
We don't need to reinvest. We need to look at deeper issues. The deeper problem. Things are more complicated than just saying, let's throw money at it. Here's your money, let's just throw money. It's not a game show to where if we just win, if we spin the wheel and we get to throw money at it, then we're all automatically going to solve all the issues here. That's not going to fix the state of Kansas.
This is the Voice of Reason with Andy Hoosier.
Then I'll get on my knees and pray. We don't get fooled again. Don't get fooled again.
That's what I'm talking about. Welcome into the Voice of Reason, hour number 3. The Voice of Reason broadcasting live out of the heart of the nation here in Wichita, Kansas on the Big Talker KQAM. 1480 on the AM side, 102.5 on the FM side. We're also live on YouTube right now. Not on TV. TV is being worked on, but we're still on YouTube. Go check it out, youtube.com. Find KQAM Radio. We are I'm still seeing a lot of the comments on YouTube about some of the different license plates that could be there. I think would be kind of entertaining. A lot of people jumping on there today, going on and comments galore, so we love that. Go on there, youtube.com, find KQAM Radio, subscribe to it, and that way you can see the podcast, leave a comment, and all that good jazz. Welcome in, 316-721-8255. So the sports guys over there, yeah, they like to cause issues. 316-721-8255. I thought that was one of the computers failing or something, but no. Anyways, in studio with us, I'm sorry you had to deal with the craziness.
That's all right.
The shenanigans over there. Phil Martinez of Phil's Coins, the man himself. He comes in the last Thursday of every single month. Phil, it's great to have you back in studio.
Great to be here.
We love it. Good Thanksgiving? All well?
Oh,
nice
yeah.
holiday?
Yep.
It works
had
good.
Thanksgiving with the family on Sunday, and when Thanksgiving hit, my wife and I made homemade tostadas, just two of us.
Yes.
My wife sat around in her pajamas all day, had homemade tostadas for dinner, and
see, that's what I'm talking about. That is
just
a great Thanksgiving
different.
right there. Yeah, just a nice, relaxing. So you guys didn't do the whole let's have 30 family members come in and do the
we
big
did
thing.
that on Sunday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
okay.
we did that. You know, you gotta understand. You got to work this around the family now.
That's right. Yeah, it's all on their schedule now, not on yours. Yeah, exactly. Well, it's great to get you back in studio. We do this every month. We love talking about all the gold and silver and what you guys are working on. How's business going so far? Holidays got to be crazy for you guys.
But I'd say we're starting to get busy, but at the same time, we're busy all the time. I mean, you know, I've got. If I don't have 3 people on the counter, I mean, the other day we bought so much stuff in one day that, see, my counter is 1, 2, 3, 4, 24, 25, 26, about 28 feet long, and we had it literally covered from one end to the other. We were buying it and leaving it on the counter and buying another deal,
sure.
And we had all that counter space covered with stuff we bought in one afternoon, didn't even have time to pick it up.
Wow.
So we're busy all the time, though.
That's really good. Now, gift cards a big commodity around this time for the holidays as well?
Sometimes we do a lot of gift cards. Right now we're selling a lot of Christmas rounds. A lot of people buying Silver Eagles because they give them for stocking stuffers. They're 2018, so therefore they've got a date on them, so everybody knows when they got them. A lot of proof sets, a lot of mint sets. We've sold out of Christmas rounds twice already. I tell everybody to get in by the first week of December, and God, for the first time in my life, they're all listening to me and coming in. I've already sold out twice. And now we're trying to get some more in, and we've basically sold out. We sold out of mint sets, and we've got them coming. We're about to sell out of proof sets. We're about to sell out of silver proof sets. We've got those coming, but you know we ordered them the other day, so we should have them in by Christmas.
Wow, how cool! Now you said Christmas rounds. Are they actually like Christmas looking, like a Christmas tree?
Yeah,
thing
they're
on the
1
round
ounce.
or whatever?
They're when you bought that 1 ounce silver round, they have Santa Claus.
Really?
They might have 3 little penguins on them. There'll be a farm scene. It'll say something about Merry Christmas.
How fun!
They got one this year, Baby's First Christmas, with a little fox on it. You know, kind of a childish type thing. They do. We always sell out of those Baby First Christmas.
Okay.
You know, like Santa Claus farm scenes, angels. There's a variety of things. We go through and look at everything that we can. And last year, some guy come in and he was going to buy some, and he told me I was too high. And I said, okay. And he says, where do you get them from? And I told him, and he says, well, I can buy them from them for less money than what you're selling them for. And I gave him the catalog and said, knock yourself out.
Have fun.
And next week he came back in and he goes, I guess I want this, 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 and this. And I said, what happened to buying them through Silvertown? And he goes, how do you sell Silvertown's product cheaper than they do?
Yeah.
I said, I buy it at a wholesale rate and I don't get greedy.
That's right.
And he goes, well, I need this, this, and this. And I said, and he looked at me and went, and what? And I said, and you owe me an apology?
That's right.
Basically, you told me I was cheating you, and now you found out I'm not.
That's
so,
right.
I'm sorry. So,
do you have St. Patty's Day rounds?
They're available. We normally don't order them just for the fact that you only sell 1 or 2. I mean,
well, that one will probably be me this year. So,
God, I'm gonna have to remember to order some St. Patty's.
There you go,
stuff.
St. Patrick's Day stuff.
Yeah, we carry some for the military. You know, Army, Navy, Air Force. Marines, Coast Guard. We have one that does children's birthdays.
Okay.
Weddings.
Okay.
I had a lady the other day bought. It's kind of a special order item. She bought 25 or 30.
Wow.
And because they're not dated, so she can use them year after year after year. She's, I'm going to go to 30 weddings before I'm dead anyway. So,
right,
yeah.
Sure. Now the rounds, to remind everybody, it's actually a 1 ounce silver.
Yes.
1 ounce silver actual round. It's like a big coin, but it's like a little bit bigger. And they're really cool. And that's when I got to get back into it. I haven't done it in a while, but we have, I want to say, good 6 or 7 of them, I think, right now, that we started collecting from you. And it's just the pure 1 ounce silver round that's really neat. And you can get it for, depending on what is silver looking at right now? The market's been going up and down.
It was 14. It was 14, about 14.30 yesterday.
14.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty well at the bottom. I mean every time it crawls up to about 14.80, it falls back down. You know, when the stock market goes down, it goes down.
It just shows the difference, because I think the last time I bought mine, which is, I don't know, probably about 6 months ago, it was about 18. So it's actually
you
lower
might have paid
right now.
about 18, but silver wasn't at 18.
It wasn't at 18. Maybe it was 16.
16.
16. Okay, maybe it was 16. You're right. And then the 18 was the price to get it. But $14 seems absolutely absurd.
14.30, and we sell them at 16,
silver.
About 16.45.
Wild. That's crazy.
And my premiums went up 30, 25. Yeah, my premiums went up 25 cents an ounce. Everybody in the United States that supplies silver that I've been able to check out has raised their premiums in the last week or two. Well, actually, in the last week, because I just ordered 500 yesterday, and the premium was up. And we just ordered and we just got in 500 last week, and they were cheaper. So everybody in the United States is raising their cost on silver rounds right now.
Sure. Well, and another sign is the fact that it's 14 and some change right now. This is the time to buy silver, because it's got to come up. It's got to come up at some point.
Things have finally turned around. There was a period in there where everybody was selling faster than anybody. And we were buying so much we couldn't sell it as fast as we could buy it. And then all of a sudden, in about a 30-day period, when silver got into the 14s, all of a sudden it spurred people to start buying again. And companies, I'd call them and say, hey, I'm looking for 500 backdate Eagles. What can you do for me? Well, I'd have to charge you so much. And I said, what happened? And I said, that's 60 cents more. Well, you know, in 30 days, we had so much it was sitting on the floor we couldn't put it in the saves, and the next thing we know, we're out.
Wow.
And he said all of a sudden, so everybody's buying. The trend has turned from selling to buying.
Sure.
And I'm actually having to order in, let's see, God, what have I ordered in? Probably 3,000. Let's see. I've ordered in almost 5,000 ounces in the last 2 months.
Wow. That's wild.
And I need to order another 500 ounces today.
Is that the big commodity for the most part right now? Is the rounds, just the basic kind of silver rounds?
Lots of rounds and lots of Eagles.
The Eagles,
yeah.
Okay.
But, anything that's silver right now selling.
Silver or gold, what's the bigger one to go out the door?
I'd say it's 50-50.
Okay.
Money-wise, it may be gold, but, you know, as far as the numbers that I sell a lot more silver.
The quantity silver-wise.
I still think silver will outperform gold.
Sure. And I would, too. I mean, for people that are on a budget especially, that is a lot more convenient, because, I mean, silver's at, what, like $1,200 an ounce as opposed to $14 an ounce.
30-something. We sell in Eagles at, like, if I have any, I think I sold out yesterday. I may have 1 or 2 pieces left, but
sure,
about $1,300 a piece. You know, the average person walking around doesn't have $1,300 in his pocket, but he's got $16.45 to buy a round, or
exactly
$20 bill to buy an Eagle. Eagles are cheaper than that, but
sure,
you know, I've got guys that come in. You know, they price average. They buy every week.
That's what I'm saying.
We almost sold out of junk silver yesterday. Junk silver is the cheapest silver out there on the markets, and we sold a ton yesterday and the day before. We had quite a bit in the safe, and safe looking pretty bare. We have some left, but it was pretty tough.
So moving on out. I like it. Phil Martinez, Phil's Coins, 9344 West Central Avenue. They are open at 9:30 today. 316-773-0905. Let's take a break real quick. When we come back, we'll touch on some more here. Gold and silver, some of the hot commodities, some goodies, some Christmas gift ideas as you go into it, because the next time we talk to you, Christmas will be over, which is really wild. So some different Christmas gift ideas with the rounds, with the Eagles, with some fun, maybe unique things that you have. Also, we have to do the Phil's Rants of the Day. I gotta say, I don't know, you heard some of the last hour. Any license plates that are very, offensive that you would just say, you know what, we need to ban these?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
I mean, like I told you, you and I can change the way this whole country thinks it, because all we have to do is be 2 people to complain.
That's right. We just need 2 people to complain.
Think about it. You got one Japanese ascendant that complained, and now Kansas is going to spend several $1,000s to replace this over one person's complaint.
Yes.
And if I see MEX or WAP or anything like that on a license plate, my God,
Done.
GER. I mean, and when is it going to stop, people?
That's right.
Stop and think.
There you go. There it is. I mean, if you see a randomly generated, not a tailorized or personalized, but a random MEX, and it's like 789 MEX.
Yeah.
Are you going to be driving down the street and be like, that is extremely offensive and I want that off your car right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, it's
there it is. That's the way the world is today.
Yep.
Unbelievable. 18 minutes past the hour. We'll take a break here. Phil Martinez of Phil's Coins. Lots more to get to here on the show. Stay tuned.
You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Andy Hoosier on the Big Talker, KQAM.
If you're paying too much for your cell phone, Google has a cheap service that now works with iPhones and more Androids. But there are gotchas. Kim Commander with your Thursday Consumer Tech Update, brought to you by BePrepared.com. What you need when you need it. Visit BePrepared.com/Kim. Google updated its cell phone service called Fi. It's cheap and simple. Pay just $20 a month for unlimited calling and texting and $10 per gigabyte of data. Data over 10 gigs is free, but Google will throttle speeds once you hit 15 gigs. And no more roaming fees all around the world. Fi uses Sprint, T-Mobile, and U.S. cellular lines for service and works on new Samsung, LG, Moto, and OnePlus phones. iPhone service is in beta, which means it's undependable. The big question, will Google Fi track what you do? Remember Google's core mission, gathering data and eyeballs that it can turn into ad sales and greater revenue. What do you think? I'm Kim Commando. I may be America's digital pro, but even I enjoy forgetting the tech when it comes to the new Epson Fast Photo Scanner. Scan stacks of photos from wallet size to 8x10s, even Polaroids. Fast Photo offers automatic two-sided scanning, so you can capture any handwritten notes on the back. Damaged or faded photos? Fast Photo has the software to automatically restore your memories. And best of all, it's so easy. Order yours today when you visit Epson.com/fastphoto.
What's the perfect gift this holiday season? A set of Boll & Branch sheets. Boll & Branch sheets are made from pure organic cotton, making them the softest and most comfortable sheets in the world. Giving a thoughtful gift has never been easier. Right now, Boll & Branch is offering $50 off your first set of sheets, plus free shipping when you use promo code KIM. That's $50 off plus free shipping at bollandbranch.com, spelled B-O-L-L and branch.com, promo code KIM.
You all know Paul at Riverside Cafe, and I was by and saw a sign that said pick any four for $4 for breakfast. I said, Paul, that's a heck of a deal. He said, well, yes it is. Pick any four. Sausage link, hash brown, slice of bacon, 3 silver dollar pancakes, quarter biscuit with gravy, a sausage patty, slice of buttered toast, any four for only $4. It is kind of an early bird special from 6 to 9 every day. The pick four for $4 at Riverside Cafe.
The warm feel of a fireplace, the smell of fresh-baked pie, an appetizing dinner with family and friends featuring beef. Nothing satisfies better than beef, and the selections you have this holiday season are endless. Roasts, steaks, barbecue brisket. This holiday season, serve your family beef. Brought to you by these beef supporters.
Beef gives you at least 10% of 10 essential nutrients, giving your body more of the nutrients you need. Sponsored by the Kansas Beef Council and by the Farmers and Ranchers of Kansas.
The Miller Minute with Dennis Miller.
I want to talk about what if Robert Mueller is crazy. I know we've examined every permutation of this and every possible thread or theory, and none of them have ever been anything but Mueller being like this staid monolith from 2001, and you can rest assured that he's the one constant in this, a good man, and that comes from impeccable sources. And I was thinking, when was the last time I heard that? What was it, Jim Comey, who turned out to be like one of the biggest mean girls that you've ever seen? What if Mueller is either a little leveraged or a little too anti-Trump? Might be time to think about it a little. Might be.
And that's the minute. I'm Dennis Miller.
This story is called The Ugly Truth About Timeshare. If you think you've done your family a favor by buying a timeshare, you need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO and founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started helping folks cancel their timeshare contracts, and in the process started what's now called the timeshare cancellation industry. Timeshare is the only thing that you can buy that you can't tell me how much it's going to cost or when it's going to end. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check to fill out any amount they want for annual maintenance and assessment fees. Sound crazy? The crazy thing is, this never ends. Even when you die, your family's now going to be stuck with this burden. Stop the insanity today. Call my office now. I guarantee if we can't cancel your timeshare contract, you'll pay nothing.
Call for your free information kit, 800-253-5151. That's 800-253-5151. 800-253-5151.
23 minutes past the hour. We got about 7 minutes to the bottom of the hour here. Hanging out with Phil Martinez of Phil's Coins, 9344 West Central Avenue. Talking about some of the benefits of liquid silver. I'm still getting over this cold.
Yep.
And the liquid, I do have liquid silver at home. I haven't used it, though, in a long time, but there's a lot of benefits to that.
There really is?
Yeah. Silver, you get the silver coins, you get the liquid silver for the health benefits, and I probably wouldn't be sick right now.
I don't know about that, but yeah.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. Good stuff. So, Christmas ideas, different ideas as we go, maybe stocking stuffers or maybe the really precious good gift under the tree that you can get at Phil's Coins. There are some, what's the most rare coin that you get or that you've had in the store recently? That's a really rare, that maybe if someone really wants to think, hey, you know what, I'm going to get that really special gift for somebody, this is what I'm going to get them.
Oh, God. We had one the other day that we sold for $14,000, but I don't remember what it was.
Wow. $14,000 for a coin.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
14 grand. That's not a particularly big deal. I got a friend that ordered in a $4 Stella.
Ooh, okay.
For somebody the other day, and it was $425,000.
Good golly.
He's got a customer that has deep pockets, and he buys something like that for his dad once a year.
Okay.
He says it's not unusual to spend $250,000 every year to buy him some unique
you know what?
coin.
Just going to go Christmas shopping. Don't worry. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. What, and again, that's why you have everything from the, $16 silver round to the, $14,000 coin, no matter what kind of range you're looking at. A Christmas gift, whether it's a gift card, whether it's a good coin like that, that's something that's a great stocking stuffer or the nice, great gift under the tree.
Well, years ago, I had a lady that she's a dentist, and she come to me and she goes, I've got an uncle, got everything. I don't know what to get him. Have you got any ideas? And I said, you collect silver dollars? No, not really. And I said, if he doesn't collect silver dollars, apparently he wouldn't have a silver dollar, so therefore it might be something unique.
Sure.
And I sold her a real nice MS-63 silver dollar for about $50, give or take a few bucks.
Okay.
And next time I saw her, she goes, man, he went crazy over that. He said it was really cool to have something that is 3 points above uncirculated.
Right.
63 is 7 points from being a perfect coin.
Sure.
And he goes, and so for the next 4 or 5 years, that's what she bought him every year was a different silver dollar. Coin. And he just loved it. So for the person that has everything, I mean, one time I had a guy come in and he bought a pound of foreign.
Okay.
And I'm sitting there going, okay. And he said, yeah, and my boy's having a birthday. Okay, so, and all I know about the kid is his name is Billy. That's all I really know, and that is his real name, so this isn't made up.
Sure.
And so little Billy had a birthday party, and when the presents had been exchanged and everything had been taken care of, Dad had mowed the backyard. He went out and put this pound of foreign, which is probably 50 to 150 coins, depending on what size coins you buy.
Okay.
And he put them in a 5-gallon bucket and lined the kids all up, and he pitched them in the backyard, and the scavenger hunt was on. And whatever you found, you got to keep. Well, you can buy a pound of foreign for $6.50.
How cool.
So, and some guy comes in, he goes, yeah, I need a pound of foreign. And I said, okay. And I said, something in particular? No, just just weigh up a pound for me.
Right.
So we threw a pound of foreign on the scale and weighed it all up. And he goes, yeah, I was going to have a birthday party for my kid, and my kid threw a fit and told me we weren't having a birthday party because it was going to be nothing like little Billy's birthday party. And this is a true story. And he bought a foreign, and we sold about 6 pounds of foreign a year.
I love
just
it.
because of little Billy.
How fun! That's a really good idea. Even going into like Easter for like the Easter egg hunt instead of putting candy in there, putting in.
One year we took foreign coins and put them in the Easter eggs, and the kids are rattling around, and it was neat for the little kids to find the coins. I got a guy that came in the last time I sold any foreign for a birthday party. He was having a piñata made.
Sure.
And instead of filling it with candy, he filled it with 2 pounds of foreign.
Yeah.
So
I like that.
It's crazy.
That would be really fun being underneath that when it falls, though. That would be entertaining. But what kind of foreign do you have? Like what kind of foreign? If you do want to spend, hey, you know what? I want to spend $10 on a.
I've got all kinds
currency.
of foreign. I mean, from everywhere in the world.
Really?
Yeah. It's
Albanian.
It's just in a tub, and we sell it by the pound.
I want some Albanian coins.
Oh God! You come up. You come up and look. It may be there, but I don't have it. One thing I'd like to say real quick while you got me on the air. Phil's Coins went out and bought a limited number of these Patrick Mahomes footballs that they came out with. You've seen them all over the knee.
Okay.
They made 2018.
Okay.
Limited edition. They were about $100 a piece. We probably will not have them till February. But because they're going to wait till everything gets done. They've got him, all his statistics and everything for the season will be on this football.
Cool. Okay.
Limited to 2018. A lot of the money goes to a charity, so this is why we bought them. But we bought them. So anyway, we invite you to come in and register to win one.
Ooh, okay.
We're going to give them away.
Very good.
So if you can come in, no purchase necessary. Just come in and register to win just tell them you heard it on the radio or whatever. We'll have a sign up in our shop to register for the Patrick Mahomes footballs, and we are going to have as soon as they come out with we get it all done probably by Christmas. We'll have a drawing and notify you. And then you can come in and we'll give you. I've got a gift certificate here that we can print out. So to and from, but anyway. But we'll give you a gift certificate, and then when they come into us, we will call you, and you'll come in and pick them up.
I like it. So a nice little giveaway and another great thing for a little Christmas gift on the side there.
Just our way of saying thank you to our customers.
I love it. It's a great way. The Patrick Mahomes football there with all the great stats and all the good collectibles there. I love it. Phil's Coins, Phil Martinez, 9344 West Central Avenue. Phil, it's always great to talk to you, my friend. Happy Thanksgiving. Merry Christmas to you. We'll talk again real soon here.
You take care. Be safe. Be blessed.
Always a great time. Let's take a bottom of the hour break. Open line. See you when we come back as we wrap up the program today on a pre-Friday celebration.
Here's the latest from the KQAM News Center.
Michael Cohen, President Trump's ex-lawyer, is making a surprise court appearance before a federal judge in New York. According to ABC, Cohen is expected to plead guilty to making false statements to congressional committees investigating whether the Trump campaign cooperated with Russia to sway the 2016 presidential election. Correspondent Pam Brown has this.
He is expected to plead guilty to misleading Congress in the Russia investigation. So we know that Michael Cohen has previously testified to Congress on a number of issues related to the Russia probe, including his efforts to brand a Trump Tower in Moscow.
The Kremlin says that President Vladimir Putin and President Trump will discuss an array of issues, including nuclear arms control, at their meeting on Saturday on the sidelines of the Group of 20 summit in Buenos Aires, Argentina. The president is expected to leave soon for that meeting. I'm John Trout.
If you're 85 or younger, would you like peace of mind and comfort for your family? We're Final Expense Direct with an urgent message for you. The average funeral today costs over $8,000. Call now for free information about our senior plans. Answer a few simple questions and receive approval right on the phone. Call 800-319-8464. That's 800-319-8464. Again, 800-319-8464.
This giving season, there's no better way to say happy holidays than with custom cards, calendars, and photo gifts from Vistaprint. And until December 2nd, you can get special Black Friday prices with 60% off all holiday cards and calendars at Vistaprint.com. Plus, save on other photo gifts. It's our best deal of the season. So get Black Friday prices with 60% off all holiday cards and calendars. Plus, save on other photo gifts at Vistaprint.com. Just enter promo code Radio60. That's Vistaprint.com, promo code Radio60.
Kansas Mid-America Network News. Good Thursday. Shawnee County District Attorney Mike Kagay says 5 Topeka police officers who exchanged gunfire with a man on 2 separate occasions last month will not face charges. Kagay also said yesterday that the man, 23-year-old Trevon Lorenzo Brown, has been charged with 12 crimes. Kagay says the officer's conduct was self-defense and defense of others. A 39-year-old Lawrence man who molested a girl with mental disabilities was sentenced to just over 10 years in prison. Stephen Capps was sentenced yesterday after previously pleading no contest to 2 counts of aggravated indecent liberties with a child. The Lawrence Journal-World reports Capps must register as a sex offender and be supervised for the rest of his life after he's released from prison. Kansas News on the Mid-America Network. I'm Rick Everett.
At Starseed, we're dedicated to providing our customers premium quality products and the sudden service they deserve. We've offered a diverse lineup of high-yielding seed for decades. We pride ourselves on flexibility, promptness, and superior products. Starseed is the one stop for all of your seed needs. Don't forget to ask about our custom blend packages. Call Starseed today at 800-782-7311 or visit our website at GoStarseed.com.
It's Kirby, you know, Santa's favorite elf. Santa sent me out again this year in front of his trip to tell you about Derby Mattress, because honestly, Santa's pretty cool, but he still can't fit a bed mattress from Derby Mattress down a chimney. Oh, and Sharon at Derby Mattress is giving you a free basic adjustable base with the purchase of any pure Talalay Bliss latex mattress. You know what else? Derby Mattress has Simmons Beauty Rest and Serta Eye Comfort on sale now too. So take it from Santa. Look no further than the place Santa recommends, Derby Mattress, at 105 South Baltimore in Derby.
Hi, this is Steve Anthemides with Athena Jewelry. My dad opened the doors of our family jewelry business almost 50 years ago, and today we are the longest standing independent jewelry store in Wichita. People tell us we treat them like family, and in addition to a massive inventory, we take a lot of pride in creating unique, one-of-a-kind pieces, as well as same-day sizing and repair in most cases. So take this as my personal invitation to come see us, Athena Jewelry, 219 East Douglas in Wichita.
Here's your latest forecast on the Big Talker KQAM for this morning. Patchy fog, partly sunny and 51. Tonight, mostly cloudy and 35. Tomorrow, patchy fog before 9. Areas of drizzle in the afternoon. Chance of showers in the evening, cloudy and 51. I'm Amp Harrell, and that's your latest forecast on Wichita's big station, the Big Talker, AM 1480 and 102.5 FM KQAM.
At 8:35, it's currently 36 degrees.
You're listening to The Voice of Reason with Andy Hoosier, your personal political therapist. Give him a call at 721-TALK.
Hey, welcome back into The Voice of Reason. Wrapping up the program today. It is 36 minutes past the hour. It is a pre-Friday celebration, and it's an honor to have you along for the ride today. 316-721-8255. We're still rocking it on the YouTube live hits and the feed today. We appreciate that very much. YouTube.com/K or YouTube.com, find KQAM Radio, subscribe to the page, and watch us there, see all the podcasts. And if you are, again, by the way, a reminder for you, we do have the Christmas tree up behind us here. Send in. I want to get some pictures on there. I want to get some ornaments on there, but I want it to be our tree, so send in some pictures, some family Christmas photos, and we'll use those as the ornaments here on the Christmas tree. You can drop them off here at the studio. You can email them to me, Andy@KQAMradio.com. Or you can shoot them to me on Facebook. Send some family photos in. Christmas family photo. I want to see like the whole everybody wearing like the bad sweater or the same clothes, same pajama. What do they do today? This year it's weird. Like it's the theme of the pajamas. Everybody wearing the same kind of pajamas. So I don't know. But send in some family Christmas photos. We'd love to get those on there. I do have, other than the lights, I do have the beer caps that are on there. The good redneck way of actually decorating a Christmas tree. So there it is. If not, then Merry Christmas to you. 316-721-8255. Thanks again to Phil Martinez of Phil's Coins joining the program as he does every last Thursday of the month at 9344 West Central Avenue. Great stocking stuffers. Great way to invest a little bit and get a great Christmas gift for that significant other or special person in your life. We love partnering up with him very, very much. And again, we'll plug a couple of times that Patrick Mahomes record-breaking commemorative football. It's a 2018 limited edition. It's going to be coming out in February-ish. They're going to be giving away 1 or 2 at Phil's Coins. You can go, no purchase required. Go in there, and you can sign up, drop your name into the box, and they'll do that raffle and giveaway. They'll do the drawing at the end of the year. So there you have it. Lots of good stuff. 316-721-8255. Open lines to you. Wrapping up the program for the rest of the show. I'd still love to hear some interesting license plates, as that's been kind of the big story of the day, with Kansas wanting to recall 730 license plates that are apparently offensive to an individual who saw a Kansas license plate in California. And now we're recalling all of these that have the last letters of JAP because it was offensive to Japanese Americans, apparently. So that was the big story. I'm not sure why we're caving in on something like that. It's a little stupid, but nonetheless, the progressives are not the brightest crayons in the box. Anyways, as they try and call us insensitive, I mean, come on. You can see it from California. We're insensitive. They're the enlightened group of Californians. We are the hillbillies, shoot them up in the middle of the street kind of individuals in Kansas, in the middle of the country, and we're the farm country, and we're the hillbillies, we're the uneducated fools. You know that's how they view Kansas, which is why they've banned state-funded travel to the state of Kansas because of our stance on LGBTQ communities and because we're derogatory towards people, apparently, and we just hate people, and that we're racist and everything of the sort. They hate conservatives. They hate the middle of the country. They hate anybody who's not a yuppie, progressive, elitist hipster, really. And they go out of their way to shun them because they're the very open, tolerant, lovey-dovey kind of group, right? Because they are the enlightened ones, apparently. Supposedly. Allegedly. Except for the latest story from the Washington Times, but the latest study shows that white liberals patronize minorities. This is a real story. Now, we've said this for a long time. I don't know if you saw I'm going to try and actually pull up the video here and see if I can play this while we're going. But there is a video of the DMV, the voter ID laws. And we've talked about this before, the voter ID laws, how apparently they're racist because black people apparently cannot get vote IDs and driver's license because they apparently don't know how to get them. They don't know where to get them. They can't afford them because the progressives view the minorities as lower class citizens, so therefore they view that voter ID laws are racist because then it's derogatory towards people that cannot obtain a driver's license.
Do you have an opinion on voter ID laws?
Yeah, they're usually pretty racist and they're bad.
I think voter ID laws are a way to perpetuate racism.
Would you go as far to say those laws are racist?
For sure.
Do you think it suppresses the African American vote?
Definitely.
Tell us how.
Because they're less likely to have state IDs.
Minority voters are less likely to have the kinds of IDs that have been described or required.
These type of people don't live in areas with easy access to DMVs or other places where they can get identification.
You can always get IDs you do over the internet. Does that also make it difficult for black people in particular?
Yeah, you have to have access to the internet. You have to be able to pay an internet service provider for certain fees.
Do you think that's harder for black people to go online?
Well, I feel like they don't have the knowledge of how it works.
A lot of people have smartphones, but you might not have data.
For most of the communities, they don't really know what is out there just because they're not aware or they're not informed.
I also think there's a repression of black voting with how if you're a convicted felon, you're not allowed to vote and everything. And when you look at swing states like Florida, that's a huge population of the African Americans.
Do you have ID normally? You carry ID around?
Yes, I have state ID.
Do you carry ID?
Yes, I do.
All right, so there you go. So going around talking to college campuses, do you like voter ID laws? No, they're racist. Why are they racist? Because black people don't know how to get them. They're not educated enough to know where the voter ID or the voting DMV places are. In order for you to get an ID, they don't have enough money. They're not smart enough. They're not intelligent enough. Those aren't racist comments, right? They're not racist comments against minority groups, whether it's black people, whether it's Hispanic people, whether it's whatever. That's not a racist comment by talking to them derogatorily, saying that you're just too dumb in order to actually get a ID. But apparently we are, as conservatives who just treat everybody equally and just say, hey, you have the opportunity to go do your own thing. That is a racist statement. That is a racist mentality. I'm very confused right now. But the latest study, according to the Washington Post or Washington Times, WashingtonTimes.com, white liberals present themselves as the less competent when addressing to minorities, while conservatives use the same vocabulary no matter what the race of their audience, according to the new study that's been released. The Yale and Princeton researchers found that white Democratic presidential candidates and self-identified liberals played down their competence while speaking to minorities, using fewer words that conveyed accomplishment and more words that expressed warmth and fuzziness. On the other hand, there were no significant differences on how white conservatives, including Republican presidential candidates, spoke to white versus minority audiences. White liberals self-present, less competent to minorities than to other whites. That is, they patronize minority stereotypes as lower status and less competence. We've been saying this is the case for a really long time, and now the studies are beginning to say. I'd love to hear from a progressive that actually argues against this, that actually says this isn't true. Because you just heard right there clips of individuals saying that people can't get ID laws or get an ID because they're a minority, which makes no sense. Oh, and by the way, if you're going up to an election, then we should make all the IDs free for everybody. I think what I want to do is I want to change the time for me to renew my license for right before an election. That way I can get it for free. What do you think? I think we could do that. I think we could actually make this happen. Change it because mine expires in October, and I think it's around your birthday. At least it was in Colorado. And so when it expires, then I can renew my driver's license, and but I'm going to do it for a month later or right towards the end of October, like a couple weeks later. So that way, when I renew it, it'll be about that time, hopefully, and then I can get it for free because I don't say I have to have it for voting because apparently everybody else has to pay for it unless you're trying to register to vote last minute, and then you can get it for free. And if you're a minority individual, then you can really get it for free because you apparently don't have the funds to be able to pay for it on your own. Because, see, that's racist. That's the racist comment right there, is it not? That's derogatory. Now, a license plate that says JAP because someone is really offended by it, I'm wondering if they're offended if they say, hey, Japanese people can't speak English and they don't know how to get driver's license or get a state ID. So therefore, they shouldn't have to get one to go and vote. The whole world has been turned upside down. The whole world has taken a step back on progress, real progress, to where we advance to getting rid of racism, stop trying to classify people, and actually, having somewhat common sense. We've lost all of this because we're so intertwined to being offended by things. We're so worried about it's one of those things where you try and have the balanced playing field, but when you try and make everybody happy, you can make nobody happy. Governor Sam Brownback did a really good job of that. He's too nice of a guy to be in politics. He tried to he ran in numerous different positions all over in the state of Kansas and federally, and he tried to be so nice that no one ended up liking him by the end of his governorship. When you try and make everybody happy and you're trying to balance 5 different things at the same time, you fail. And you do all of it at once. That's what progressives are doing right now. And they're going to have to try and identify themselves a little bit better and really work on their platform if they're going to continue on. Because it's almost to the point where conservatives, you and I, are just going to sit back and watch them destroy themselves. Watch them destroy themselves. I don't know if you saw the story out of Michigan about the, what's it called? The vagina monologues? Yeah, there's actually such a thing where the feminists actually do a story about their womanly parts. And it's a theatrical performance on stage that they do. The University of Michigan or Eastern Michigan or Southern Michigan, whatever it was, actually banned the monologue and banned the theatrical performance because not all women have the body part. Think about that for a second. There are now such a division within their own ranks that instead of being a feminist and fighting for feminist values and for women values and so on and so forth, they now are divided because now men who are self-describing themselves as women are upset that there is a woman monologue for the body parts of a woman that they don't have and they feel left out. It's almost time for conservatives to step back for a second and just let them destroy themselves because they're going to. When you have socialists that are trying to disrupt the Democratic ranks and saying that we need universal this, universal that, universal this, universal that. And Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is going to be the knight in shining armor, nitrous in shining armor. And she says ridiculous, stupid things like, oh, hey, There are 3 branches of government, the president, the House, and the Senate. I'm still never going to get over that one. This is going to be the new face. They're going to destroy themselves. The question is, how can conservatives preserve what we have, hold on to our sect of life, and just let them do their thing and destroy themselves, and then we just, kind of pick up the mess when it's over? We pick up the slack. We pick up the mess when it's all said and done. That's what we're going to have to do, because there's no getting through to these individuals, whether they're talking about, 20 different types of genders and they're being offended because you said he or she as opposed to whatever the gender-neutral pronouns are, or whether it's because they're upset and feeling left out because of a gender-esque theatrical performance to hype up a certain gender, and you self-identify as that gender, but yet you don't have the working parts for that gender, or whether it's because you're a socialist and you just want to spend all the money and yet you don't know how to do it, and you're just trying to feel your way through this as you're trying to be the ultimate leader for this movement. No matter what's going on, they're going to destroy themselves. And oh, by the way, minorities, I saw a story as well out of the Boston Globe that said that black people shouldn't vote Republican any longer for whatever reason, I don't know. Now you apparently have to just get back into the ranks and just fall along and fall in line and do what you're told, because according to the Boston Globe, you shouldn't vote Republican. But now, as we see and as we've experienced, and they're a little late catching up, that liberals talk down to minorities. Progressives talk down and don't say anything about success or accomplishment or how you can work hard and actually succeed in life. They don't say those things anymore. They just say the warm, fluffy things that people want to hear that make them all cozy inside. While conservatives, we're doing what we do best. Hey, anybody can succeed. Anybody can do great. Anybody can be accomplished. Anybody can work hard and actually do well in life. Anybody can work up the ladder, start a business, get out of whatever lifestyle that they're in right now, work themselves out of poverty, do whatever they want to do. They have the opportunity to do so. You have the opportunity to do so. And that's, as a conservative, what we believe, and we will say that to anybody. That's why I say all the time, conservatism appeals to everyone. They just don't know it. Whether they're ignorant and they're unaware of it, or they are naive and they're unaware, or whether they know it, but they have the cognitive bias that just they have a bad message about conservatism and they don't want to hear it. They openly tune it out. That's what we're up against. Conservatism appeals to everyone. Everyone. Race, religion, sexual orientation, gender, doesn't matter. Conservatism works for everybody. It's whether people actually accept it and live that way, or whether they want to be the victim. Got to take a break. 10 minutes to the top of the hour. This is The Voice of Reason.
This is The Voice of Reason with Andy Hoosier.
Lowering the grains and soybeans mixed in the livestock complex. That's the way we're going to start Thursday. Let's check out the ag futures markets as we begin the day. Brady Charles at Schwieterman Incorporated has the information. Good morning, Brady.
Good morning. Well, we're weaker in the grains today after yesterday's strong day, and mixed in the livestock market at the open. December live cattle are up a dime at 116.87. February's down 7 cents at 120.45, and April's down a nickel at 122.35. January feeders are down 30 at 147.40. March down 17 at 145.17. And April down 15 at 145.67. December lean hogs are up $1 at 58.95. In the grain markets, December Kansas City wheat's down a penny and a quarter at 465 3/4. March is steady at 492 1/2, and July is down a penny and 3/4 at 515 3/4. December Chicago's down 3 3/4 at 493 3/4. March down 4 at 507 1/2, and July down 4 at 522 1/4. March spring wheat's down a quarter at 571 1/4. In the corn, December's down a penny at 359 1/2. March down 3/4 at 372 1/2, and July down 3/4 at 386. January beans are down 5 3/4 at 885. March down 5 3/4 at 898 1/2, and November down 5 1/2 at 932 1/2. This has been Brady Charles from Schwieterman Incorporated. For questions on these markets, any other markets, and all your marketing needs, please give us a call at 800-272-9131 or visit us online at upthelimit.com.
If you're active military, a veteran, or part of our law enforcement community, bring in your active or inactive military ID or an active law enforcement ID to any Riverside Cafe location. Buy 2 meals and a drink and get the second meal of equal or lesser value for free. Again, for any military vets or law enforcement, buy 1 meal and 2 drinks and get the second meal at no charge. A special offer from a special place, Riverside Cafe.
Riverside Cafe in Wichita at 9125 West Central or 13th and Bidding, or in Derby at 824 North Baltimore.
The holidays bring friends and family together to tables filled with delicious food. Make the centerpiece of your holiday table smoked and cured meats from Yoder Meats. Ring in the holidays with our custom smoked turkeys, cured hams, or specialty meats like lamb, custom cut for your gathering. Stop by one of our 4 stores in Yoder or Wichita today and let our team help you find the right cut of meat to impress your holiday guests. From our holiday table to yours, taste the old-fashioned flavor at Yoder Meats.
It's full of comic legends.
What TV series featured Tinky Winky and Poe?
To Catch a Predator. Wall-to-wall laughs.
In Greek mythology, the goddess of virginity is who?
Lying.
It's the comedy game show.
In reference to the drugstore chain, what does CVS stand for?
Condoms, Viagra, and snacks.
Watch all the comedy on Funny You Should Ask.
Weekdays at 2 on Fox, Kansas.
Today, careful cooking and handling of food
can turn potential hazards into something good.
Not surprisingly, since the Indians and Pilgrims first got together in 1621,
most food poisoning related to turkey comes not from cooking,
but rather from cooling and storing.
First, a bird should always be cooked thoroughly
to an internal temperature of 180 degrees.
Checked with a meat thermometer.
And not just a pop-up button.
But that's just where food safety begins.
And the following 224 rule
for serving, cooling, and storage
can help prevent hundreds of thousands of food-related illnesses this year.
First is 2 hours.
Move the meal from the oven to the table to the fridge in 2 hours or less.
Next is 2 inches.
Store and cool food at a shallow depth 2 inches or less to speed chilling.
And last is 4 days.
Eat refrigerated leftovers in 4 days or less and freeze the rest.
Remember, 2, 2, and 4 makes Thanksgiving safe forevermore.
For more tips, visit our website at onthehouse.com.
So this is Christmas, and what have you done?
5 minutes at the top of the hour, wrapping up the program. I'd love to be able to see them just kind of destroy it. The problem is that how do we isolate their destruction to only themselves and not to anyone else? There's the big question. Here's your signs. 316-721-8255. Let's seek in a phone call here, shall we, as we wrap up today on a Thursday. Good morning. Who's this?
This is Jim.
Hey, good morning, Jim. How are you, sir?
Doing good.
Good.
Hey, do you think it's possible to get the person by name, which state official, rolled over like a dog in the name of the people of Kansas and brought this humiliation and contempt upon us by just making the decision to do a thing like this?
You're talking about the license plate issue.
Yes,
well,
yes, sir.
There are a few that are involved. Now, the spokeswoman for the Kansas Department of Revenue, Rachel Whitten, made a comment just saying that we take these complaints seriously and we appreciate that it was brought to our attention. Now, she didn't make the decision. She's just the spokeswoman just relaying on the message. All the story says, we could try and dig a little bit deeper. All the story says that it was presented to the Department of Transportation, and they ended up making the change, and Governor Collier supported making the change, which is Governor Collier was the one that ended up signing the letter saying, hey, we need to do the official recall. So it ultimately went to Governor Jeff Collier that made the decision. Now, who did it from the internal parts of the actual Department of Transportation? That's a good question. I'm not sure. Probably the head of the Department of Transportation, I would assume.
Well, if the Collier made the final decision, he's the one, and he's out. There's nothing we just need to get more accountability and in our state and local officials.
Not even accountability. We just need some more common sense in our government. I mean, just to say, you know what, yeah, thanks, but, that's not offensive. Here are 5 other reasons of what JEP could potentially stand for other than just JAPS. So unless all of them come out and say it's all offensive from all these organizations, thanks, we'll just take your message into consideration and we'll move on about our day.
Amen, brother.
Hey, there it is, Jim. I love it. Appreciate it very much. We got to do this before we end the show today because we do have just a couple left, but let's do it now.
Call now at 721-TALK for your Christmas tree from 4C Tree Farms and KQAM.
There it is. We got to give away a Christmas tree. We have 2 trees and 1 wreath left. And we're going to give away one of those Christmas trees right now. Head to 4C Christmas Tree Farm, 11229 East Creed Street, just east of McConnell Air Force Base. Also give them a call at 316-684-0464 and on Facebook at 4C Christmas Tree Farm. Also, our giveaway brought to you by Shire Graphics, Toppers Plus, American Family Insurance, the Brad Woody Agency, Kennedy Tire and Auto Care Center, Phil's Coins, and Augusta Flight Center, along with Yoder Meats, Carl's Goodyear, Struch Locker, Jewelry Savers, Cholita's Mexican Restaurant, and JD Aviation, Heartland Avionics. All of our great participating sponsors allowing us to give away our Christmas tree. We have your gift certificate for your tree in order for you to go and pick up a brand new, fresh, beautiful, big, I'm telling you, it's bigly, it's beautiful Christmas tree from 4C Christmas Tree Farms. We'll do caller number 3. Caller number 3 at 316-721-8255, wrapping up on the program, and the calls are coming in right now, so we'll do that as we go into our last bit of the show. Everybody, we appreciate the phone calls, conversation so much today. We always love having fun with it. We love being able to do this each and every day. And tomorrow, can you believe it? Tomorrow, the last day, last working day of November. By next week, we'll be in December and getting ready for the crazy holiday. So we'll do that and more. Tomorrow, we will have our Pass It or Exit of the week as we do every single Friday. Looking forward to doing that with more giveaways, more fun stuff, more things that you can be involved in. Because remember, this is your show. It's time to speak up, speak out, speak loud, speak proud, speak the truth, and always speak some reason. This is the Voice of Reason. Everybody have a wonderful Thursday. Caller number 3 right now will get you your Christmas tree from 4C Christmas Tree Farms and KQAM Radio. Everybody have a wonderful day.
Hi, this is Phil Martinez at Phil's Coins. At the shop, we talk all the time about honesty and integrity. And in our shop, we've decided that honesty means nothing without integrity. So what I would tell you is that if you didn't bring your coins to Phil's Coins, honestly, you didn't get enough money for what you have. Come see us at Phil's Coins, 9344 West Central, or online at philscoins.com.
Make tracks to the Tulsa Farm Show December 6th through 8th at the River Spirit Expo. View all the latest farm equipment and services from more than 370 exhibitors, along with cattle equipment demos and the Livestock Handling Skills Scholarship Finals. Don't miss daily horse training seminars by Craig Cameron and test drive and enter to win a new Spartan mower. Be sure to participate in the live auction to support scholarships for Oklahoma students. Show hours 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., 4 p.m. Saturday. Admission and parking are free. Visit TulsaFarmShow.com for details.
Broadcasting from the Rusty Eck Ford Studios. Rusty Eck Ford, family owned, customer friendly. This is the Big Talker, 102.5 FM and 1480 AM, KQAM, Wichita proud. It's time for your latest news from the KQAM News Center. Brought to you by Phil's Coins, Kansas's largest coin dealer at 9344 West Central. Phil's Coins, buying